Yeah, there's some feedback. Wait, hold on, Jason. There's some feedback. Stop it, Jason. We got some feedback on somebody's mic, and we need to figure out who that is.
It's Jason.
I can't end it.
Stop it, Jason.
Jay, see if it's your. I know you said you got two computers up. See if it's maybe one of yours. If you shut that off, because remember when I signed on, when I first got on, you were a big. It was a big echo. If you shut that off, because remember when I signed on, when I first got on.
Oh, somebody definitely got an echo.
That's the other computer right here.
Oh, somebody definitely got an echo.
That's the other computer right here. No, it's live. It's up.
We live?
There it is. We live, baby.
What's goody?
Ready? Let's count this shit down. Jay.
In 3, 2, 1.
What up, everybody? Welcome to the Kings Can Move On special podcast. This is the battle of the sexes. This is going to be the men against the women. We only got 3 women, but they feel like they can hold their own in these questions that we have. But hey, what's happening? You got your co-host right here, Frank the Tank, aka Big Reno. What's happening?
I'm sorry, I'm a little late. You know who I am, Bullet J, aka Wood. What's up, everybody? It's our very first live stream, so we might have a little adjustment to make here and there, but we're gonna make it work. I'm gonna let everybody go through and introduce themselves individually. Start from the top. Let's go with the big Candyman up top.
Yo, what's good? It's your boy Candyman, host of the Candy Shop podcast, heard in 54 countries. I've been podcasting for about 5 years. And currently in Springfield, Missouri, but repping Canton, Ohio, Hall of Fame City. You already know what it is.
Good.
And then Ashley.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl Ashley J. White. I'm the Healthy Love Coach representing that H-Town, the city of Beyonce, so we hold it down. I'm excited to be here with the battle of sexes, holding it down for the ladies.
What's up, Eddie? You muted, brother.
This is Eddie, Fast Eddie, in Houston, Texas, or Pearland, Texas, by way of Kansas City, Missouri. I am the Joe Blow, the lover man. No, I'm just playing. I'm just here. I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Miss Fee.
Hey, this is Fee from Inspire Her, the Total Woman. My partner's not on here today, I'm assuming, because she's not single. So, ladies, look, it's only 3 of us on here. They set this up like this. They did. But that's okay, because we're going to take over. It's a known fact. They already know.
Already, Fee. Already. They ain't ready.
They already know. They said
trust me, we ready. Trust
Rich Fit.
What's good? Good evening, everybody. Stephen Richmond, a.k.a. Rich Fit, a.k.a. Rich. I'm the chef of the show, whatever you want to call it. Man, nice to meet everybody. I'm looking forward to digging in some asses and acting a fool because that's what we do. I mean that figuratively, not literally, but yeah. Hello, everybody. Good to meet everybody. We're here.
And last but not least, Miss Jocelyn.
Hey, everybody. I'm Jocelyn from Kansas City, Missouri, here to hold it down with the 3 females. And like they said, they only got 3 of us, but that's really all they needed, to be honest. I mean, more than 3 would have been an unfair advantage if we're being real. So y'all get ready. We already ready.
Gang.
Yeah. The women talk a lot, so that's why we only had to have 3 of them because they're gonna fill it up. Hey, we are live right now, everybody. We are live on Facebook. We're live on YouTube. Everybody, come and check us out. We just got a comment. Jamie Johnson from Missouri. She's running for district rep. She can see us. All right. Hopefully, she can hear us too. So, right. Jason, I'm gonna go ahead and let you handle things, man, and let everybody know how it is.
You muted, Jay. Unmute.
Good catch. So, like I was saying before I was unmuted, we are live on Facebook and YouTube, everybody. So be aware. We're live out there going live. And we're going to keep it all respectful. We're going to have some good debate that's respectful. And also, let's try to go to Facebook jail. I mean, I ain't trying to put nobody in censorship, but just keep me out of Facebook jail. That's all I'm saying. And it's probably to my co-host.
Hey,
Hey, don't worry about jail, bro. We got bond money. Don't worry about that.
Okay, you got
man, you just have to post bail. Post
You
bail, man.
almost got us in Facebook jail.
We gonna say what we say now.
Yeah, I was gonna say I got that bail money on deck. Shoot.
Yeah, don't worry about that part.
All right.
We're gonna say we have a good conversation today.
Yeah, I asked for some questions. I only got some from the men's perspective, so the women want to keep theirs under wrap.
Jay, let me
pause some questions for us too.
Let me pause you right there. That lets you know right there. Only the men complied. Only the men that was willing and able to respond.
Really, Eddie? That's what we doing? We gonna start off like that?
Starting off bad.
Because we know men can't follow instructions. Y'all can't follow instructions, not even grocery store instructions. So like,
right. That's what we were trying to do. The women were trying to keep it real. We wanted to keep it, unrehearsed.
Hey, Wood, you remember when I said we're gonna have to use
when a man asked you to deliver some specific things, no reply. No reply.
No. It was just we were trying to keep it real, and fluent here, with our responses. We didn't want to try to think up because if we had already pre-thought of our answers to questions, y'all would really be in trouble.
Hey, swear to God.
Maybe y'all were just interrogated.
She haven't told any
Wait,
lie.
was that Candy Man?
I'm just saying.
What he said.
Okay.
We just wanted to come to the table with full authenticity. We didn't want to be prepared for the questions. We didn't want to come here with a speech. We wanted to come here and really answer the questions.
I really didn't have any questions.
We're trying to keep it authentic. We're trying to keep it authentic and real. I thought this is what the Battle of Sexes was about. Keeping it real.
Let's just go in. Just go ahead and go in.
Let's just go in. Eddie said it. Let's just go in. Let's go in.
I heard if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. Let's go.
Bam. Ooh. There you go, my sister. There you go, Jocelyn. You stay ready. You ain't got to get ready. Exactly.
You with these old nickel and dime ass, slick ass Chicago talking shit. Come on, let's go. Jay, hit him with the first question, man.
So I'm gonna jump around. I got a bunch of them, but let's go right to it. I'm gonna ask the women. When it comes to dating, do you really know what you want? And the second part of that is then, do you know what men really want? So for any woman on here, can you please tell us what it is you really want? We want to know. I'll wait.
Okay, I can start out because I just went through this with a friend. So for me, I want to meet somebody that is somebody that I can get to know as a friend. That I can, because a lot of times you meet people and you sometimes you feel like you can't be yourself around them. I want to be able to be myself, my silly self, my crazy self, my smart self, all of myself around this person and have it grow into a real relationship. A lot of times you can't get that. So one of the things I say is, I know the things that I want out of the relationship. But as the relationship grows, there may be things that I'm exposed to with this particular person I didn't even know I wanted. But he, his personality is different than anybody I ever met before. And he may be able to introduce me to some aspects of a relationship I may never had before. So yeah, I come in with what I want, but it may change a little bit. The base is the same, but some things might change as I
So
go
you
along.
don't. So you don't know what you want, basically. That's what I took from that.
You know what I want? That is not what I said.
So the question was specifically, what do you want from a man?
And I said, I want somebody that I can have a real friendship with that grows into something more. Somebody I
But
can
you
be
say
real
that,
with.
but you
You want
say
me to?
that,
She want us to
and
be specific. I got you.
So
What
specific.
specifics you want? Cause I got it. First
Go
off, I
ahead.
need your time. I need your
Okay.
time. Your time is how you show me that you are invested in me. I can't invest in something that is not investing in me.
That's true.
Mhm.
So, first and foremost, before we even start to venture into any other things that I need, I definitely need your time. Everything else comes second. And as far as I'm concerned, when it's in the dating phase, it's extra. A lot of times I'll see things like, okay, well, if you're dating, I'll see feuds about who should pay or who should do this and who should do that. Just give me your time. Let's start there. And then we can, figure out where to go from there.
it's Ashley.
All right.
I think the most important thing is knowing what your love language is and what you need. Everybody's needs are different. The things that I'm going to need from a relationship are going to be different from Fee, or going to be different from Jocelyn. I think the most important thing is in having an open and honest conversation with the person that you're with, because just because we vibe together doesn't necessarily mean that you have the capacity to give me what I desire and need in a relationship. I've been in relationships sometimes with guys that there was a lot of sexual chemistry, but there wasn't a lot of emotional chemistry. So it's knowing that you can fulfill all the boxes that I need to feel fulfilled in a long-term relationship. Because a lot of times we tend to focus on the physical and the sexual, but not what's going to happen in the long term in the relationship. And as we're getting older, we have to understand that our needs are going to continue to grow as we grow older. And are you going to be with me if I go to the doctor today and he says, Ashley, you have stage 4 cancer, and your hair is going to grow. Your hair's you're not going to grow, but it's going to fall out, or there are things that are going to happen to me in a physical form that I'm going to need you to be there to support me, so it's knowing, do we not only vibe emotionally and physically, but can you also vibe with me in other areas of my life? Because as we're growing older, the things that we're going to have to deal with are going to be a lot more heavier. So can you deal
Ashley,
with me?
give us like 2 examples of those needs that you're saying you want.
Because what I heard, Ashley, real quick, is you give up the draws before you find out if you're emotionally attached to that man.
No,
Wait, no,
Frank.
stop,
Frank.
That's what
You
you said.
out. Now,
Ashley,
Frank, you out here
give us-
with the.
I ain't gonna let you do that to her, Frank.
I did not
That's
say
not
that.
gonna happen.
give us 2 of
I
those
did not
needs.
say that.
Yeah.
I said
Give us 2 of those
that the
needs.
issues are that a lot of times we focus on the physical and physical without looking at the emotional aspects of it, and that happens on both the female side and the male side. I think that we get caught up in, does the person look good? Does the person satisfy us physically? But we sometimes will put the emotional side of it down at the bottom. And it isn't until we get deeper into the relationship where we see that we have this need, and then we feel like, golly, I did not think about having
Ashley,
this aspect of my relationship met.
So
Say that
I'm
again.
glad you said that. So give me 2 of those needs that you just mentioned.
2 of the needs that I would need, for me, and this is just for me, because
Yeah, just for you.
everybody's needs are going to be different. I need to know that you can be there for me when times get tough.
So
I
financially.
don't like quitters.
So
And a lot of
financially.
times, say that again.
So you want to make sure that one of your needs is financial.
That's not
No,
what I got.
no.
I got emotional from that.
I
When things
never
get
said
tough.
financial. I never
I
said
didn't
financial.
listen.
Emotional.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
never at any point in this answer did I say financial, because
I'm
the
sorry.
financial part. No, I
No,
said a lot of times we focus on the physical needs in terms of, like, does the person look good? Do I have a good time? But we don't tend to focus on the emotional needs.
But Ashley, the question is, what does Ashley need? That's what I'm asking you. What
Yeah,
do
and
you
I
need?
and I and I and I
Specifically.
was yeah. I hear what you're saying, but I'm just saying I never specifically said financial need. My thing is meeting somebody that can handle all stages of life
Which
in terms of as we get older, we're gonna deal with things that are much heavier as we get older. So that means can you stand by my side when my parents die? When I have to bury the only people in this world that love me unconditionally, can you stand by my side and support me emotionally? Not the physical aspect, because a lot of times men will focus on the physical need. Oh, do you need some D? No, I don't need that. What I need to is when I come home and I tell you that I'm dealing with these things, can you support me emotionally? I've been in relationships where we've had a good time, but when I come to you with some heavy stuff, can you be there for me? And
okay,
that's
cool.
that's
So that's
that that's a,
one.
that's a
You,
big
you,
thing for me.
you need a
So,
guy to be there emotionally. And
yes.
give me one more. Give me
Well,
one more
hold on,
need.
hold on. So I haven't heard from Jocelyn yet.
No,
I
wait,
want
because
I
we
want
want to get at least 2 needs from Ashley. Then we're
you
gonna
got
go.
you got you got one. You added financial. I don't know where that came from, but you
You
added
heard from
Yeah,
me. I said time. I said
time.
I
time
heard
Okay,
was my
financially. Maybe
thing.
I
that's
heard it
my
wrong.
fault. Okay,
Yeah.
so let's get back to
And I
Ashley
agree with
because
Ashley
anyone know what the second one
as
is.
well.
Let's get back to Ashley.
okay. So what we getting back to?
Your
So
second,
You need
time,
your first
emotional
was emotional
support.
needs.
Okay, emotional need, and then I also need a need in terms of friendship. Can you be my best friend? That's can you be the person that when something goes right, I want you to be the first person I want to talk to, and then when something goes wrong, I want you to be the first person that I talk to. So in my love languages are physical touch and emotional. So I need to know that you can be there in both ways to satisfy me. So those are my 2 needs, Eddie.
All right, so I got it. So emotional and somebody that can be your friend. Got you.
Yes, yes.
One thing, can I say something? One thing that I
Yes,
just learned
ma'am.
from this whole conversation is that we like to express exactly how we feel. Y'all want us to just get right to the point.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
we're
well, see,
logical, of
but
course.
you know what? The funny thing is, Eddie went straight to financial, and I didn't say nothing about money.
You
I didn't say
actually,
Listen,
nothing about
you
money.
actually, you actually did, but
No, I
I'm gonna
did
let
All
it
she
not.
go.
said was support, and you
I said
interpreted it
support.
as financial support.
You're
She
Yeah,
right.
didn't
I never.
say.
Listen, y'all
Yeah.
ain't gonna just
You're
jump
right.
on my boy.
Somebody
yeah.
help
I
her
mean,
point
we
out.
Well,
just we just need
but it's
facts,
funny.
right?
No.
Yeah, it's funny. Like my girl Jocelyn said, I didn't say nothing about money because honestly,
So
when
you
it comes
so
to
you don't
money,
need you
I
don't need
don't.
to
I
know.
don't.
So
I don't.
financial is
No.
not one of your needs.
No, it
It's
is
not a
not.
need.
No,
It
it
could
is
be a
not.
want.
And I think a lot of times
Check the
what black
comments.
men, specifically black men, I think a lot of times get wrong is that we don't need that support. A lot of black women out here, we're making our own money. We're out here starting businesses. We're doing things. Financial support is the last thing that we need in terms of our needs. What I need is somebody that's going to support me emotionally. If I come home and say I had a bad day, you like, baby girl, I got you.
Here's
If
my
I come
Ashley.
home and say I'm tired, and you say, baby girl, I can go in the kitchen and cook tonight. You ain't got to cook. I can be there for you in that way. A lot of times we have to adjust these gender roles in terms of what men and women need, because a lot of us as women, we don't need that. What I need is I've had to be superwoman every day. When I come home, I want to take the cape off.
So
And
you
Here's my
can
want
you
to
Ashley.
support me
I
with
have a
that?
question.
Let
I
me
got
ask. Let me ask this
so
to the
you
other
want
ladies.
to
Hold
Real
on.
adjust
quick.
you want to adjust the gender roles.
Hold
Before
on.
you do that, I just got a quick
Uh-oh.
question though.
Hold on.
Hold on, because you're trying to dig too deep right now. Hold
Go
on.
ahead,
Don't
Steve.
listen to
Yeah,
that.
Let
yeah.
me ask you a
Don't.
quick question.
Don't
Is
do
out of
that.
all the
Don't do
ladies that
that.
said something, is the foundation being laid? Is this something that y'all stated in like the first or second conversation? Is this like a need and a want that y'all have already told the men that
Before
y'all
So
y'all
dating?
gave
can
up
I
the
put a
draws,
twist? Can I put a
Now,
twist
now,
on what
Frank.
she's
Now, Frank,
saying?
you're doing too much. Frank,
I'm
you're doing too
asking,
much.
but
And,
I'm
and I want
asking,
to
is
address
this
what
something that you
Frank's
had
saying
said
too, because I'm
before?
gonna keep it real in here. I'm gonna keep it all the way real in here
Mm-hmm.
on a couple of different things. Okay, first of all, I want to put a different twist on the emotional support that Ashley is talking about. The emotional support doesn't always have to be as a result of something negative. I'm a talker. I want to call you in the morning. If you're my person, I want to call you in the morning and tell you what I didn't experience in the first 5 minutes of my day, because you're my person and I feel like you should know this. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing. It doesn't necessarily have to be something negative. I just want to talk to you because you're my person and I just love talking to
So,
you. You know what I
so,
mean? And
did,
I
so,
just want you to have the same feeling.
so did I give off a negative vibe to that answer?
No,
Because
no,
I
no, no,
was
no. The reason
okay.
why I said that, Eddie, is because Ashley was saying, someone who talks to me in my time of need. Well, I don't just want you to talk to me in my time of need. I want you to talk to me when I don't need nothing.
I'm
Just
like
because
you.
I want to talk to you.
I need to talk to you every day. We need
Right.
to listen. We need to talk every day because I need to know what the fuck is
I
going
want to
on.
tell you what I
I'm
ate
with
for
you. I'm with
breakfast.
you.
I want
Yeah.
to tell you what type of workout I plan on doing
Yep.
today. Like, that's just what type of person I am. I'm a talker.
I
So
get
I want
me
to
too.
talk to you about things that don't even matter. Like,
But let me
that's
let me
just how I
ask this,
am.
women, because Ashley said something earlier. She said that she doesn't like quitters. Do you women feel that same way?
About quitters?
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I feel like it is appropriate to quit certain things. I feel like it's the way that you quit things. Is it respectable or not? You know,
Mhm.
when you quit a job, you can quit it in a respectable way or a non respectable way. When you quit a relationship, you can quit it in a non respectable way or a respectable way. I don't feel like it's necessarily the fact that you quit whatever it may be, it's how you do it.
Mm.
How did you do it? Did you
Because
do it in
every
a respectful
relationship,
manner?
Yeah, and
there's a
just to back up
boundary.
what Jocelyn said, when I'm talking about quitting, I'm talking about when things get difficult in a relationship. And I think the issue is we look at love and think that love is happy times at all times. And it's not. If you want to look at the reality of love, there are good times and bad times. And I think that the problem is once bad times hit in a relationship, a lot of people are quick to run because it doesn't feel good. And I
But
think and I think when you have this skewed idea that relationships and love are supposed to be good times all the time, and that's when the problem arises. It's like a roller coaster sometimes. They're going to be good
but I
times,
don't
they're
think
going to
that
be bad
men are
times.
listening. I don't think that men are quit. Well, matter of fact, for the stats show that women
Quit
file for
way
divorce
before the
70%
men.
of the time. And
Yeah.
and in the relationships that I've been in, 9 times out of 10, the women have ended it. Not
Yeah,
me.
not me. I ain't never been
Oh,
Can
there.
I
go
say
ahead, go ahead,
something
Candy
on
Man.
that?
I feel you.
Oh,
Yep.
Can I
let,
say
let,
something on that?
let Candyman speak. Go ahead, Candyman.
Look, okay, so I agree. Like what she said, she don't mess with no quitters. I agree with her. You shouldn't be messing with nobody who just gonna quit. You know what I'm saying? I'm a gritter. I ain't no quitter. You feel me? You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? If you right, I'm gonna hold it down. But through my experience, you know what I'm saying? Like when it comes to a lot of women gave up on me either because they was on games or they couldn't handle a real man. You know what I'm saying? Like they say, "Oh, I want this type of man. I want this type of man." As soon as that man, that real man, not that good man, the real man, great man, step up and take that position of power, they quit on your boy. They leave your boy hanging. They don't say nothing. Y'all go back. I mean, not y'all. Excuse me, because I know how that y'all
Y'all,
works. But
y'all.
Well,
Wait.
watch your mouth now. Watch your mouth.
Listen.
but,
Y'all quit on
but
Candyman,
most,
and then y'all
but
run
most
right to a monster. That's what they do.
I
Y'all
yeah,
quit
I
on
Yeah,
y'all
agree.
now
quit
hold
on
Listen,
on,
here's
Eddie. Now hold
listen.
yeah,
on,
that's
Eddie.
what they
You
do.
can't,
They
Literally.
like
hold on,
Y'all quit
Candyman
on
said.
hold
Candyman.
on.
Listen.
They
Y'all
run.
quit.
But here's the thing, though.
That's abusive, folks.
They go back all the way to ex boyfriend that they was crying about. Oh, he broke my heart. Oh, he was cheating. Oh, I need a real man. Oh,
Hey, they
real
don't want to
man.
unpack that baggage right
Wait a
now,
They
minute.
sir.
go
Wait a minute.
back.
Wait a
I
minute.
don't think
They
they
go
want to
right.
unpack that baggage.
Now,
Hold on, but they
Wait a
go
okay.
minute,
right
Candy
back.
Man.
But they go
Can I
right
tell?
back
Can I
to
tell you
old
something?
boy, and
Who
Can
then
I
wants to
tell you
answer
after they
first?
something?
go back to old boy, they come
Alicia.
back to me after everything is all bad. You just had a
Let me
baby, and
ask.
now
Let me
all of a
ask you
sudden,
something, though,
a year
Candy
later,
Man.
you want to be my friend again. You want to
Now they
come
want you
back
to be
after you left
stepdaddy.
me high and dry?
Okay,
No, no,
After you see me come up, you see me come up, and
Eddie
now all of a sudden,
Bang,
oh hey,
Candyman,
how
I
you
got a
doing?
question
I,
for you. I got a
Yes,
question for
yes,
you.
come on with your
How you
question.
for
know you
sure.
had the right woman from the beginning?
Oh, I
Maybe you
never had
had
the right
a woman
woman.
that just wanted to use you for what you had and then roll out. You might
Shoot,
not have had
cause
the right woman
look,
from the beginning.
but look,
You
I take it
you
like
shouldn't
this.
have no expectations of her from the beginning because she
I
wasn't gonna
agree.
treat you right from the
I agree. I
beginning.
think that we set
A
our
lot of times you
expectations
already
wrong.
know what kind of woman you got when you get her in the beginning. If she
Not
ain't treating you right from the
always, not
beginning,
always,
or if
Be,
something changes,
because
you
some
gotta pay something can change and you got to pay attention to those. If she start not answering your phone calls, not loving on you as much, not wanting to listen to you, not
She
wanting to
cheating.
come over, you come over, spend time, all of those things we show you. We you know
Show us by
But
cheating.
for, but
but here's
elaborate more.
that
Wait, Kenny
too. I
man.
mean, some
Because
women
listen,
but
do.
I want her to elaborate more on that. So elaborate more on what you just said. When you're
Now he
reaching out.
said him and Frank said the same thing to me. This is what I heard. The
Mhm,
women leave them. If
right.
you know, so if that's a pattern,
Mhm.
then start paying to the signs. And
Hmm.
when you
Okay,
get
so
those women
can you elaborate
but
on the signs?
on the signs, I just said it.
Yes.
If when you call
no,
me,
but
I'm busy. If I'm busy, if every time I talk to you, maybe I feel annoyed or I don't want to talk to you. If all the lovey-dovey stuff, no more baby, honey, hi, sweetheart, I want to listen to what you're saying. You know, all of the things that you liked in the beginning that drew you to me or
Time.
to
but
her
Listen,
Time.
here's
wait,
my
You
wait,
thing
you
though.
wait,
invested
Here's
time.
listen,
my
fellas.
thing.
in the
Listen to the
time.
I
signs. She just said when they ignoring your phone call, they ain't really texting back fast. They acting unbothered. So when they ask you after all that, and then they ask you to take them to State 48, you should be like, hell no, because
I
clearly
know.
you
No,
ain't
oh,
into
she
hold,
it.
whoa, whoa, whoa,
you.
hold on now. Here's my
Like
thing. Here's my
Jocelyn
thing.
said, she
I
ain't
I
calling
take
you to tell
myself
her
to
so hold
state
on.
what
Let
you
me.
had for
48.
breakfast no more.
Well, hold on though. Here's my thing
No.
though. I read
Fine.
the
We give
signs.
you the sign.
There's been times like when I was younger, I'll admit the signs just went in and out because I was so, I was so into her. I was like, oh yeah. But as I got older, as soon as you give me those signs where you don't rock with your boy, I'm on to the next one. I'm on doing something else. But then that's when they want to come back after they screwed up after everything. And then they try to play like they didn't cut me off. Then they try
Okay.
to play like, oh, I didn't do that. Oh, it was a mistake.
Sweetheart,
Oh,
you don't have to
I
answer her
here's
I
here's
want to be
here's my
completely
favorite one.
transparent
Here's
here.
here's my favorite one. Oh, I just had my reasons and da, da. No, keep it real. If you don't want to mess with me, it's okay, baby. I'm gonna keep it pushing. I'm gonna find somebody better because what one woman won't do, the better one will.
So let
And you
me
Can
know
I
ask
what?
you
keep
a
things
That's
all
question.
the way
When that
transparent?
woman leaves you, why do you answer her phone call when you call? You know, if a guy, if he roll out on me, you might be on block.
I want
I'm
to answer this
not answering no
question.
phone calls
Go
when you
ahead,
call me
Jocelyn.
back.
Go
I
ahead.
want to answer this question because, like, we all pretending like we don't be remembering what be going on, and I want to answer this question and address what Frank been alluding to this whole time too. Is that sometimes we be screwing around before we get to know people, right? Like, let's just be honest and about it, right? And so I like to believe that soul ties is real, y'all. Like when
That's the
you
one.
when you get
Yeah.
to doing that and like in that moment and other moments too, you really feeling that person, right? And
Yeah.
so I feel like it really puts a blinder over your eyes. You
But
start not to see certain things.
explain to us what a soul tie is for the
A
people who might
soul
not know.
tie where you are being intimate with that individual. And so that intimacy that y'all are experiencing is overruling your judgment that you might normally have. You might see things that you don't see right now because you've got these blinders over. These intimacy blinders are over your eyes. You're seeing things in this person that may not be there. You're seeing things that may be there, but they may be like big compared to what they really are in reality compared to other things. You get what I'm saying? So like to me, when we say, "Oh, well if we don't like this about this person, we don't like that about this person, and why we dealing with this?" Y'all, them soul ties is an MFer. I ain't
So
playing.
so
Like
so you're
so
saying
so,
that
so soul ties. Meaning that
Sometimes you do things and you don't even realize. Like, you look back in
so that
hindsight and you
means
be like, why did I let that happen?
just in layman terms, sometimes when the dick is good, you overlook
And the
And
cooch,
I'm not
and the
talking
cooch
about
is
from
good.
just
And
the
the cooch.
female perspective, from the
Yeah,
men.
yes,
we men and
With
women.
sometimes you be like, it's worth it. I'm gonna do
it
what it
might
do.
be.
Like,
I agree.
and
But
sometimes,
I
and
think
I'm
the
not saying this is a
problem,
conscious thing. You get what I'm saying? That's what I want you to understand. I'm not saying that this is a conscious thing. I think that sometimes, even when you talk to your homegirls about your situation, like, yeah, this, that, and the third is going on, your homegirls provide a perspective of what's going on in your situation that you're not really wanting to accept. And the reason why you don't want to accept it is because they're interpreting the situation without these blinders on. You accepting it with the blinders on. You get what I'm saying?
Joshua,
So you
let
trying
me
to
pause
hear
you. Can I
what you
pause
can't
you?
hear.
Can I pause you for 1 second? Because you made a good point.
After Eddie, after you say this, we'll move on to the next question.
Okay. Because she mentioned something that was one of my questions. What influence does your homegirls have on your relationship?
A huge influence.
Actually, that
And
was
Okay.
I'm
one
gonna
of
be
our
the
questions.
first
So
to
go
say
right
it.
ahead.
Eddie,
Let's
Eddie,
go ahead
Eddie,
and get to
Eddie,
that.
you don't open up a whole nother conversation now.
Why do your single homegirls
It
have
don't matter if
any
they single, they
jurisdiction
homegirls. That's all that matters. So
in what you got going on?
you wanna delve deeper into something that don't even matter. It don't matter if they single or not. What you need to understand is this my homegirl. And if I call her my homegirl, that's damn near my sister. You get what I'm
Okay.
saying? So she loved me. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So she gon' look out for what's best for me. One
She
of
can
the
be a
things
hater
that I
though.
love, no, hold on, because I was just about to address that. One of the things that I love about my best friends is they'll tell you, hey, if we hate them today, we hate them tomorrow. But if we love them tomorrow, we love them tomorrow too. They not here to be the F that, you know what I'm saying? That's not what they're here for. What they're here to do is to analyze the situation. And what I really, really love about my best friends is if I'm wrong, they gonna tell me. You was wrong for that. You shouldn't have
All
did
right.
that. You know
All
what I'm
right.
saying? So
Can I say something to that? I'm gonna say this real quick. We got different age groups on here. So I'm older, right? The older you get, sometimes you realize that your girlfriends, sometimes they are feeling some kind of way because they don't have a relationship. And they
Preach,
just want you to be their girl,
preach.
go out and party with them, and do this and do that. They don't really want to see you in a relationship, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. I had to learn that the hard way. My girl, this dude, he did nothing to her, and had no problems, no nothing. But she had to admit to me at the end of the day, she just wasn't in her right mind. She didn't want me to be.
Jealous. No. Say what it was for the people. She was jealous.
She was jealous.
She
Okay.
hated.
You know?
and
And
that happens.
I
I'm
had
not here to say that that doesn't happen.
I
I'm just here
had
to say
to
that I don't keep
realize
girls
that.
like that around me. You can't
No,
be
you
green and
don't,
be
but you
around
don't
me.
know a lot of times your relationships with women, because a lot of times that could be your best friend. But because she going through something,
That could
she
be the
don't
downfall.
mean to do it. She don't mean to do it, but because
Yeah.
she going through something, it's clouding her whole vision. And
Mm.
you can't be
That's
there.
that's a whole nother conversation.
And I'm just
It
saying,
really is.
I done
Because
been
Yeah.
through it, and
Now
and
what
I
I will say,
had to
y'all
realize.
know when y'all out in them packs, that guys might want you out the pack, but you with your homegirls. So we already playing the scenario out. If I approach that group by myself, I'm gonna get fried. So
yes,
we
sir.
already know your homegirls got a major influence, and that don't help y'all. That's all I'm
And the
saying.
homeboys do too.
Well,
The
I know,
homeboys
like,
do too.
like
I'll say
Eddie,
this
Eddie,
because, like,
let me,
when we
Eddie,
was when,
Eddie, you are 100% right. That's why when I go out with my girls, I will leave the pack and go to where the guy is that I'm interested in talking to, because number one, I have a brother, and so I understand, a lot of the issues that you guys go through when you have to approach a pack of women, and that's difficult. So what I will do is, if I'm in a club setting or if I'm somewhere where I see a guy, I will leave the pack of women that I'm with to go be in his space so that I can make sure that I am alone, so
Yeah,
that
that's
he will
rare.
have the opportunity to approach me. And
That
I
is
understand that is an issue,
Wait,
and a lot of women don't understand that.
Right.
And so I
Mm.
get that, Eddie, and you are on point when you say that. Now I want to go back to what Felicia was saying in terms of, you know, being older and understanding that your female friends, you know, are not the best in terms of understanding a relationship and what those needs are. You have to look at people's different experiences of love. And some people only know love from sacrifice. They only know love from struggle. So they're going to give you advice from their personal experiences. So we have to make sure that when we're getting advice from our friends that are girls, that are women, that we're getting those type of, advice or guidances in our relationships from people that have understood what it is to have a healthy relationship. Because some people will advise you from their own pain. And so if you don't understand what their experience is with love, then you're going to get advice from a bad place. You're going to get experience from their pain. So you have to make sure that when you're asking your girlfriends, for their experience or for their advice in particular situations that you've gone to, that you're talking to people that have a healthy relationship with love. And so that's the big thing.
We can pause that on that right there. Good job.
All right, so I got a new question. Next question. Let's say you're in a relationship.
Just for the fellas.
Do you feel like that you should be the FBI with your man?
Now you got to ask a fellas question.
Oh, the freakiest bitch in America. That's what I'm talking about. Do you feel like you should be the freakiest woman in America for your man?
Wow, the question is going to the women.
That was on the list, but
that's a woman's question. But I'm just say yes.
That's a
I'm
gift.
say yes.
That was Frank's question.
Wait a minute. Let's back up. So, Frank, what is the question now exactly?
Should you be the freakiest in America? Freakiest B in America. You should be the freakiest motherfucker. So where your husband, your man ain't got to worry about going. You ain't got to worry about your man going anywhere else because you taking care of everything that he wants sexually.
I
y'all
would say yes, but that depends.
Y'all want this emotional support. Y'all want all of this. A man wants to be left alone, drink a couple of drinks, and have a freak in the bedroom or any other room for that matter. What do you?
All right,
but Frank, are you speaking towards your needs? Every man does not require that, and I think that's what we have to be very, very careful about is understanding.
But here, even before if we say that every man
let's ask the 5 men here. The 5 men here. This one says,
Eddie, that's not true.
Jay,
I don't think we can put Frank. I don't think we can put all men in the same box.
And even if
I think we have to be very. I think we have to be very careful with that because all men don't require the exact same thing.
I'm not even gonna say that all men don't require you to be a freak. What I'm gonna say is what men's definition.
Wait, Jocelyn. Wait. We have 5 men here. Let's hear from the 5 men that's here.
So
y'all definitions is gonna be different. Is what the point I was gonna get at.
But I guarantee you, overall. You definitely got to be a freak in the bed for your man. That don't even make sense.
And a definition of a freak is subjective. That's my point. That's subjective.
I'm not saying
because
that all
some men who call themselves
a
freak, and I look at them like they boring. Eddie, that's what I'm saying.
I know.
I'm being real.
I'm with Jocelyn on that because I have been with some men that I have had a higher sexual urge than they have, so where I've been looking at them like, what's up? I mean, what we doing here? So I don't think you can put those boxes on all men. I think you have to find out what the man is that you're with, what he needs. Some men need more.
These other 4 men here. What do y'all think?
Okay.
Brian, so hold on. Y'all hear me right? So listen.
Yeah.
We asked what the women wanted, but we didn't ask the men what they wanted.
Exactly.
So
let us hear what
the perfect time to say, because you're answering for the men right now.
Right.
So
Steve, go with Steve.
Let's get it bigger though.
Let's get Steve.
And relationship wise, what do the men want from a woman?
So relationship wise, what do I want in a woman? Is that the question?
Yes.
So for me, I need a communicator. So like Ashley said a while back, most women that I've dealt with are financially stable. So that's kind of like a free space in bingo, right? So I need you to be God-fearing first. I need a definite freak. I need somebody that knows how to communicate. I need someone that's spontaneous. I just need someone that's likes to have fun. I travel, you know what I'm saying? I work out, so I'm into fitness. I like some of the same basic, boring stuff that most men like. But you know, you can't put a box on every man like we said in the previous thing.
Give us your top 2 must-have. What you want from a woman?
Top 2 must-have. Communicator, big ass freak, gotta be.
Oh, that's what too. Candyman, go ahead. Candyman, go ahead.
Here's my thing, because two.
Yeah, top 2.
It have to be. Besides, I'm a God fearing is always going to be number one because I believe it. I believe in God, so I'm gonna just leave that one, on the side because that's going to be
free space of bingo. We got
two. I need somebody to be feminine and submissive.
All right.
Oh man,
feminine and submissive. Here's why. Because
Frank, go ahead, Frank.
Here's my thing.
No, that was 2. You good? We got you.
But like, I get it. Like, women, they want to have some sort of power. They want to have some sort of authority in a way, and I agree with that. You know what I'm saying? I agree. Women need to have some sort of freedom. I'm not the type of man to control you or try to tell you what to do. But as the head of the table, I get the last.
Whoa, time out. We just asked you, like we asked the women, what are your top 2 wants? What you need? And I got it wrote down: time, need, emotions, and friends, and then friends. So your top 2 were she needs to be God-fearing and she needs to be a freak in the bed. I just want to make sure I'm hitting that right.
No. The God-fearing one, that's the God-fearing, that's automatic. That okay. I'm not gonna put that in the 2 though.
So what's your
my 2 is submission and feminine. I want you to be feminine. I don't want you to be.
No, that's it. Frank, go ahead. Your 2.
My 2, freak and freaky and Scorpio freak.
All right, talk about Jay. So his top 2 is freak and freak. Jay, go, Jay.
Dude, I'm just moderating. I'm not participating in all this.
You better say something, dog. You can't moderate.
I gotta get back on track.
She answered questions.
Because I'm gonna go and then it's gonna be a next. So it's go ahead.
I gotta get this back on track. So I'm moderating. You go ahead.
All right.
I got something for you next after this one.
Go ahead, Eddie. Go ahead.
Needs. Wow. I'm gonna be honest. My needs are so simple. I mean, freak for sure. So that's a consistency with all of the men. You got to be a freak in the bed for sure. And then 2, shit. At least have just have what you already have going on. And then when you bring it over here, I'm gonna take half of that burden from you.
Right.
So when you come in here with me, at least have something, right? You don't have to have a whole bunch. Just have something. So when you come over here with me, we lighten everybody's load, right? So when I say come over here with me, just to give a little bit of context, I already got a crib. It's a house. You don't have to pay no bills. You don't have to pay no mortgage. So when you do come over here, right, don't add to my bills, right? So
you want to be efficient.
Yeah. So at least, all right, babe, you covering everything. I'm going to take care of the food, XYZ, and then I'm going to put on the trip. That's all I need.
So real quick. Sandra said that I swear all men say they need a freak because they are a freak. Truth is, every man is not a freak. I think that's bullshit, and I think everybody.
Wait, no, Frank.
Hold on. Let me explain why.
But you're saying that from a man who is a freak.
Wait. Let me explain what I'm saying. I think that everyone has that freaky nature in them. Everybody, and they need that person to bring that out of them.
Some people are boring, Frank.
Frank, that's not true. I'm just telling you. Yeah, like what Jocelyn said, that's not true. That's why I kept trying to say.
And I know.
No.
And some people think they're freaky because they don't know what feeling is.
Women are way more freakier than men, right?
No, but you guys, hold on. hold on.
I got Ashley. You go
Hold
ahead,
on.
Ashley. Go ahead.
Hold
I
on.
got you.
I'm just telling you that you guys are only speaking from your personal experiences, and we are too.
No,
I'm telling you that that's not true, because I have met some men that are not big freaks, that
What's that
that
mean,
want
though?
real,
Elaborate.
that want real, that only want meat and potato sex. And in terms of freakiness, my freakiness level was way higher than theirs.
I agree.
And so you have to be very
that a
careful
problem?
with, you have to be,
Okay.
Yes,
you have
that
to
is
be
a
very
problem.
careful
That
with,
is a problem,
a
Eddie.
problem?
Yes.
you have to be very,
Yes.
you have to
That's
be,
It
a
is
you
a
have to be very,
problem. Yes.
you,
It is a
you have to
problem.
be,
Let's get
you have to
into
be,
it. Let's
hold
get into
on.
it. So y'all
Hold on,
saying,
wait. Here's
You
what
get
I
a
say.
woman who
so
Here's what I
y'all
say
saying that
about
the
that.
man don't
Yeah,
eat ass.
you
Not
can't
big enough for
handle.
y'all.
But check it out. When I was in my early 20s, there was a spot down in the city, and I'm about to put it all out here. There was a
what?
spot down in the city, down on 35th and Truth. There was a porn hub. It was a porn spot. It was a video spot, right? Down there. When I went down there to go get my little videos, you would see Johnson County, and for those Felicia and Brian and Rich.
Tell your story, bro. I need to get to the next subject. Come on.
Okay, hold on. So it was a spot. It was a spot that
And Frank, hold on, Frank,
it
if
was
you're
affluent.
talking,
It was
let's,
affluent for
Frank, if you,
unfortunately white folks
I'm
that
at the
Frank,
who are conservative. They went there and got those videos. So for people to tell me that that their men are not freaks, that's bullshit. Because men do want what that they it's a natural craving for them. It's the fact that they didn't bring it out.
I don't agree with you, bro. I'm telling you, from my personal experience, women are way more sexually.
And men may have
experienced
desires,
than
but they
men,
don't
man.
always execute on them. And
They
that's
might
the
get
problem
with a
too.
square
You
and
might
tone
want
it
men
down,
to
but they
handle it.
definitely
And
fucking
they
with
might
that
be
side
scared,
nigga on the side.
scared to say, hey, baby, I want to do
They
this.
fucking with
I
that
want
side
to do
nigga
that.
on the side that's doing all that freaky shit that they like, right? Let's get into it right quick. So most of the time you get you a square guy, he might not be as sexually advanced, right? But they got that square guy, right? I mean, that they got that freak guy, we'll call him Big Dick Willie on the side, that dick them down just how they like, but they know they know he ain't bout shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he the one to come fuck after 2 a.m. The square nigga want to take him to lunch, take him to brunch, right? But the problem is, and this is what I'm telling you, my problem is, especially with younger women, y'all let Big Dick Willie put a baby in y'all. And then y'all want Eddie to come play stepdaddy.
Incorrect. We
That's
do
my
not let.
problem.
That's facts right there.
That's
That
my
happened to me
problem.
plenty times. That happened
It
to me
might
plenty
have
times.
happened to
I
you,
got
but as
cut
a
off
woman, I'm
just so
not
they
letting
could
it
get
happen to
pregnant by
me.
another nigga, and they
I'm
come
not
back
letting
like,
it.
oh, I got a kid now, so if you want to
Yeah,
hang
no.
out, oh really?
They did it
9 months ago
wrong.
you didn't want to hang out, but now all of a sudden that he left you and he don't want nothing to do with you,
All right.
and you a
Hey,
single mother, you want to come around? No, I'm cool.
listen. I got another question.
Go ahead.
And it segues kind of off what Candyman was saying. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna share my screen because I want to show you this IG video I was watching,
Okay.
and then I want your comments about it. So let me figure out how to share my screen, and then we're gonna do that this way. So y'all probably have seen this before. So I gotta figure out it ain't sharing, is it? It ain't showing, huh?
I see it.
Definitely seen this. Yeah, we can see it.
Yeah. So listen to this.
Have y'all all seen this?
Can't hear it,
I
Jay.
don't hear any audio though. I see it, no audio.
Just making sure all the things that he wants, and I pretty much read his mind. So it's like, if I know you and I study you, like I know how you are in the morning, I know how you are about midday, I know when you're in this mood what you need. Like, before you can ever ask me for something, I'm already on it. I mean, he's spoiled. And when I talk to my girlfriends about it, I was like, oh, how you guys doing? And I'm just like, girl, he's rotten. I'm like, he's spoiled rotten. Like, he's rotten. But I love that. Like, I want him to be that. I think my biggest flex is how I treat my man. And I've been known to love people back to health. And sometimes it's very draining. But my love is my superpower. And I used to hate that about myself. But now it's like, I'm just embracing it. Like, that's who I am. Like, if I love you, I can heal you. It's your joy. It is my joy. I love to see him eating the meal that I cooked. I love seeing him sleep easy. Every night, like clockwork, I scratch this man's back to sleep. And I know when he's asleep because I can tell when his breathing changes. And some people might think that's psychotic, but that's like I just know that's when I'm like, oh, I can stop now. But I find joy in being your rest, you know? So know what that means. And that works for us because he.
Okay, so the first part of that was the question was, what do you, how you define being submissive?
Well, wait a sec. Hello, Hellsberg Diamonds. I just need to get a diamond ring, a 5 carat diamond for the person who just sent that video. The person just said that video. I need a 5 carat diamond ring for her because she was talking
So,
the truth.
so anyway, she's talking about that's her definition of being submissive to her man. We hear a lot of talk about submission, and people get kind of twisted about submitting to their man, and it's in the Bible and all this, and people like think it's like if I submit, I gotta do whatever he says I gotta do, and all this other kind of shit. So, women, each one of you, how do you feel about being submissive to your man, and what does it mean to you,
For me,
Ashley? Or
oh,
go
yes,
ahead, Fee.
for me, I want being submissive doesn't mean I had to learn this. It doesn't mean you gotta do everything that he says. First of all, let me say this. In order for me to be submissive to you, you gotta know how to lead me. You can't just be any old person and think I'm gonna be submissive to you, especially when you ain't got your finances right, you ain't even leading your own self right. You got to have all that in order first, in order for me to lead. In order to lead.
Listen, finance was not one of your needs. Finance was definitely not one of your needs.
Let her talk, Eddie.
Let
No.
me finish. You said two. You don't know what my needs are. See, that's the problem. You jumping in like a jump rope trying to talk, and you ain't listening. Listen,
I
first.
asked you what your needs was.
You
Finance
gave me
was not one of
two.
them.
You gave me two.
What was your top two?
We got
again?
way more too. We got way more needs than just two, brother.
Let her talk, Eddie. Let her talk so we can move on.
Let me talk. In order for anybody to lead you, they have to have things in order. I'm not taking care of the whole entire household. You got 3 kids that ain't by me. I'm not taking care of all of your kids. So your finances got to be in order. You got to be able to lead. Now, for me, I do like being my man's peace. When he like being his peace. I don't want to be when he come home, all in his face. He already had problems at work. Let's talk. Let's understand each other. So I know when you come in the house, you got a certain look on your face. I'm like, what's wrong, baby? I need to talk to you. Like Ashley said, I'm calling you during the day to say, hey, baby, how your day? Or texting you, say, hey, baby, how you doing? Haven't heard from you. What's going on? And if you need a hug, you need something. Even if I just know your favorite dessert that you like and you done had a hard day, I'm gonna have it at home for you. But that's what I was saying in the beginning. One of those top 2, Fast Eddie, is that we need to be friends first so that I'll know all of this stuff about you and you'll know it about me. That's one of my main things.
So your top 2 is friends and financial, or no?
I didn't say that. You keep trying to put finance. We
Why
have
are we
more
talking
than
about
2
top
needs.
2?
Be
Why are we
honest,
talking
I'm gonna
about
be honest. Listen.
submissiveness?
So I'm
Why are
gonna
we
be
talking
honest,
about
Eddie.
submissiveness, though, Eddie?
I'm doing the same
Because I
thing.
know
You need some.
I know for a fact, don't no woman won't no broke nigga. She just,
But we
but
don't
listen,
need
correct
you
me
to
if
take
I'm
care of
wrong.
us
You
financially. We
just
just
said,
need you to
listen,
pull your weight. Just pull
I'm
your
gonna ask
weight
you
and
a
you
question.
good,
Let me
baby.
ask you a question.
I've
Let me
never
ask you a
said that.
question.
Let me say this. I'm gonna let you in on a piece of my life. My ex-husband made less than me. Okay. All I asked him to do is I have a house. I'm sitting in my house. He moved in with me. He had no problem with it. I had no problem with that. When he moved in with me, this became our house. I said, let's split the bills down the middle because I know you already had kids prior to me. Let's split the bills down the middle, put the money in a joint account, and let's pay the bills out of that. I didn't say, you need to be able to pay this, that, and the other, because I know he already had responsibilities. I'm not that person because my love wasn't based on your finances. It wasn't 1 or 2 for him.
So why you couldn't stay there for free?
Can I bring something up?
Because
Because
that's not going to happen in my life.
can we
I'm
talk
not
about
saying
finances
finance
real
is
quick
a
from a
I'm not
woman's point?
saying that finances is not a need. I'm saying it's not number 1 because when I first meet you, I don't know what the hell your finances are like.
And I've been meeting them by myself this whole time. So that's one thing that I want to point
my
out past
question
Eddie, because we
was,
keep talking
I'm
about
not saying that
finances, but
finances is
women
not a
be
need.
living
So
in
I'm
their
not
financial situations
we talk.
before men
Listen,
come
first.
we
about.
talking about finances
We
because whether
wasn't
y'all
talking
want to
about
admit it
finances.
or not,
We talking about submissiveness.
that
No, we was talking about submissiveness, Eddie, and you
I'm gonna
made it
tell you
about
right now,
finances because it
they
be triggered for
they
you,
not gonna
baby.
be.
You talking to the wrong person.
I had
I
to mute
never
Yeah.
said
cuz. I'm sorry.
finances wasn't one
I
of
had
my
to mute
needs.
Hey,
cuz.
Jay had to mute him. Go ahead,
I
Jocelyn.
had to mute cuzzo. I'm sorry,
My
cuzzo.
This
God.
is what I was going to say about submissiveness, okay?
Please. I want to hear
So
about that.
when we talk about submissiveness, this is something I know y'all not used to hearing, but like I look forward to submitting to my man. Like I really do. I swear to God.
Where's she at?
It is so hard to find a man that puts himself in a position for you to submit
You better
to.
stop.
I'm not playing. Like I look forward. I talk to my brother about this all the time. I tell him, I said, I can't wait. I can't wait. We literally had a conversation the other day where, him and his wife were talking, and I said, yeah, it's okay sometimes for a wife to say, you know what, baby, you're right. And I'm sorry. And I look forward to that period in my life where I can look for a man for leadership and guidance, because that's what submissiveness is about. It's about you leading this family. It's about you making sure that this family is going in the correct direction. So I'm submitting to you, because for me not to submit to you would be counterproductive.
But Jocelyn, let me ask you this, in that same thing. So I have are you on your own right now, and have you been on your own for quite some time?
Not quite. I don't. Quite some time is
I mean, well, just
subjective,
just
but
have your
yes.
own thing. And Fee and
When you say
Ashley.
own thing, what we talking about here? Like what we
So
talking about?
the reason I asked that is because one of my best friends, my sister, she has been single and raising her kids for quite some time on her own. So for someone to come into that, they have to be an extremely strong person. And I think that I personally think that, and I've even told her this. I personally think that even if she gets a guy who's very headstrong, I don't think she's going to be willing to give up that quote unquote power.
Okay, so
For lack
here's
of
the
a better
thing
word.
about me, Frank. I am very what do they call it? They call men alpha males, right? But there are
Mhm.
alpha females too, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
And my brother and other men have described me as an alpha female. But like I said, I still look forward to being subjective. To me, it's not about that. You get what I'm
But have you
saying?
ever
Like
had it? Have you ever had a true alpha male that's like, no,
I
you
will
need,
say
you need to
no.
let
I will
me
say
handle
no,
this?
and that's probably why I look forward to it so much. I will say that I probably have never. So I'm looking for that person who's like, gonna be that position in my life. And I don't think that's a bad thing. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
Right.
it's a bad thing that someone has never played that position in my life, maybe. But that is something that I look forward for too. And to answer the other part that you were talking about, I don't have
Mm-hmm.
kids. You get what I'm saying? I
Mm-hmm.
got a dog and a cat. So that situation look a little different for me. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's different. But like for me, I personally look forward to having my person that I can be submissive to.
Yeah. But
Okay.
the question is
Okay.
though,
Now,
can
hey,
you
shut me.
do it?
I gotta get to the last female. Let her, Ash, can you speak on the submissiveness?
Okay, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I don't know what's going on with my camera, but okay, this is the thing about submission. Let me see if my camera's working, but if it's not, it will just. Okay, yeah, I'm still in freeze mode. Okay, so this is the thing about submission. I think most women don't have a problem with submission at all. The problem is when you talk about being a leader. And to be submissive, you have to be a good leader to have someone to submit to. And when we look at the dynamics of being a good leader, that's a tough position to be in. That's a tough position to be in for a woman and for a man. Because when I am a leader, that means ultimately my needs come last. I am right now the leader of a department in my corporation. And that means I have to have a vision, number one, for my department. And number two, I have to understand the needs of everybody that works under me. I have to make sure that their needs are met. I have to make sure that their desires are put into a place to where they can be successful. I have to make sure that they're everything that they need to get to where those needs are supplied. And so I think a lot of men want the position of power, but they don't want what comes with it.
Ashley,
So
but I have a question for you.
if you want the crown, you also have to understand the weight that comes with it.
Well, let's unpack that though. Why doesn't a man want
Let me
that
hit
on that
Let me hit
position?
on that real quick, because Ashley, you said that you have to lead so many people, right? And
Wait. What is Candyman holding up?
What does that mean?
yeah, what is that? You on mute, Candy Man.
She ain't lying. 'Cause if you
It is not, and I think this is the thing. It is not easy to be a leader. Okay,
hold on. Let me
it is
ask you this.
exceptionally hard.
Ashley, let me ask you this though. Let me ask you this. You said that in your job that you have your position is a leader, right? You have to do all of these things, but you're getting paid accordingly for that, right?
I mean, I could always be making more.
Of course, of course. But you're making more than the people that you lead, right?
Yeah, but
okay.
Frank,
So hold on, wait.
But Frank, let's take that out of the equation. I'm just
using that as an example. I'm using that as an example because here's my thing is when you're saying that you lead people, you are trying to guide them the right way. Mm-hmm. And if you have a man in there and you're saying, okay, man, be the leader, and that man is going to guide you in the way that he feels like is fit. If you're saying that you want that leader, what are you doing as a follower? If you're for that man, what are you doing as a follower for that man?
But this is the thing, Frank. And this is what this is the thing that people have to understand. And in order for you, listen,
assisting with an A, assisting.
Oh, assisting. Assisting. Okay.
No. I mean, this is the thing. As a leader, my ultimate obligation is not what the people under me are doing, because if the boat sinks and I'm the leader, guess who's that falls on? That falls on me. Yeah. That falls on me. And so I think I think a lot of people have to understand, if you're going to step up and say, I want my woman to follow me and I want her to be submissive, you got to understand what that comes with. And when you have a good understanding of what that comes with, you have to understand that when the boat sinks, that falls on you. And you can't blame the people on the ship for the fact that it falls. And so a lot of people want to say, I want to be a leader, but at the end of the day, the buck stops with you. And you can't say, well, I didn't have good people on the ship. It don't matter, folk. You are the leader. And when people want to stand up and say, I want a woman to follow me, and I want a woman to stand in line, you have got to understand what it comes with in terms of leading the ship. And a lot of men don't understand what it is to be a good leader. It is hard to lead. It's a lot of stuff that
women pick those type of men though. Why do women pick those men and have baby with those men that don't know how to lead? I don't get it.
Because Eddie, a lot of us haven't been taught what that looks like. You have to understand what people understand.
A lot of us
what people have been raised
misdirected by the men themselves.
Yeah,
the man will pretend to be something else.
Yeah, exactly. You have to understand what people have been raised with. Have you seen that in your life? Have you seen what it looks like for a man to lead? And if you haven't seen that, then somebody coming in saying, I want to lead you, looks foreign to you. So you're going to fight against that because you haven't been raised that way. And so I think the biggest thing that we have to understand is that when we are picking people that we are going to be in relationship with, is understanding what they have seen and what their experience of love has been. I grew up, my father is a pastor. And so I have been raised to understand that when the ship falls, it falls on him, sir. And he was never going to blame my mother for something falling. He was never going to blame me or my brother or my sister for when the ship fell. He understood that if your mom goes off track, that's on me. If you go off track, that's on me. If your brother
Ashley,
goes on track, that's on me. And a lot of people want the crown, but they don't want the weight that it comes with. And so if you want to be a leader, you got to understand all that comes with. So when you
Okay,
get on the
Martin
mic
Luther
and be
King.
talking about,
Okay,
oh, I
Martin
want
Luther
to lead,
King.
and I want you to be submissive,
You asked
you better
for a
I
friend.
have
understand
a
what that
different
comes
point
with.
though.
And when you understand what that comes with, you understand that everything falls on you, sir. And so a
I
lot of
got
people want the woman to be in the kitchen. They want the woman to do this. They want the woman to do that. But then they got to understand that, sir, if you want her to do all that, let me tell you what that comes with on your end. When we talk about submission, we got to go further in that conversation and
But
understand
wait
that
a minute.
the
But wait
Bible,
a
the
minute. If
Bible
one of your
says,
employees
the
did that to
Bible,
you, if one of your employees came to you and said, "Okay, yeah, I want you to, yeah, you're gonna leave me, but here's what you need to do on your end," you would be like, "Okay,
that's what it
your
is,
ass
Frank.
is
That's what
No,
it
fired."
no,
is,
no,
Frank.
no.
That's what
That,
you're gonna
Frank,
say.
Frank,
no,
Frank,
no, 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 because there's a
I
respectful
know
way
that.
to have that
Frank, everything
conversation.
as a leader,
There's
No,
a
no.
everything falls
respectful
on
way.
me. As a
There's a
But
leader,
respectful
listen,
way to have a
Ashley,
conversation.
hold up. As an employee, you stepped on something. My director,
I'm
I
sorry.
have to go to her and help her understand that if you want all of these things that you asking us for, you gotta be timely. You gotta have meetings to tell us what you need. You can go up the ladder and say, "This is what
Absolutely.
I need in order for you to
Absolutely.
lead me." You can do that.
Y'all, I'm in this mentorship program at my job, and we talked about communication the other day in one of these meetings that we had. And it was a really cool meeting. It was like 4 hours long, but like I got a lot out of it. And one of the things we talked about is how to be effective in your communication. I feel that a big problem is that people are just not effective in their communication, even when it comes down to what you want, what you expect, what you don't expect. We are not effective in our communication. And that's what it all comes down to. And even further to the point, we
I
are
agree with you.
so scared to have conversations nowadays. It's crazy. Let's put it on the table. Let's talk about the shit we don't want to talk about because we need to talk about it.
A
You get
lot
what
of
I'm
them think
saying?
it's too soon. It's too soon.
And
What's
when
too
it's too soon,
soon?
that's subjective,
It's never
right?
too soon to
Women are
communicate.
talk too
A lot
much,
of,
I think.
but a lot of men that I've come up, when you start talking about relationships and stuff and what you expect, they be like, it's too soon to talk about that. Let's just let it happen. No, I need you to know up front because maybe you not who I need.
Yeah, for
Maybe I'm
sure.
not who you need.
For
Maybe you
sure.
can't provide what I need, right? And maybe I'm just a little bit too vociferous for you. Maybe I talk too much for you. You need to know all that stuff up front instead of farther down the road when you done got emotionally connected, and then he say, "I can't take her no more."
You
Hmm.
know,
Okay, so
to piggyback
what
off
makes
Jocelyn,
okay,
I'm
go
gonna
ahead.
shut up.
Go ahead.
I just want to make a quick point. Can y'all hear me? So
Yes, we can hear
to
you.
piggyback off Jocelyn, she said that they had a meeting for 4 hours over effective communication, right? So what's crazy is that I feel like when you're in a relationship, let's say you have a disagreement or it even gets to an argument, it's something negative. There's even a way. I went to counseling. I believe therapy for Black folks. Like I truly believe in that. So there's effective communication even in a disagreement, right?
Hmm.
Instead of saying shut the fuck up or I can't stand you, you sorry, something, whatever, like disrespectful, say,
Right.
sweetheart, look, I'm not understanding what you're trying to tell me. It's going over my head. Can you give me a little bit, give me some time, or maybe we can talk about this in
Yeah.
a different way. So then
Yeah.
that way it's a more respectable conversation. Also piggybacking off what you said, you were saying something to the nature that people are scared to have these conversations. I'm also a communicator. I have no problem facing my communication issues right, head on. I be wanting to
Hmm.
know. So we can talk about it. We may not have to talk about it right then and there because maybe that's like, too much friction. But
Right.
definitely we got to talk about it. But with the
And me even being
communication, I
clear
feel
with
like anything
myself.
is
If I'm
I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead. I'm sorry, Steve. Go ahead. You was talking.
No, I was just saying, I was wrapping up. I was
I was
saying,
just
with
saying, if
effective
I'm being
communication,
clear with
I
myself,
don't think
it's
y'all hearing each
hard
other.
for me. It's hard for me sometimes. There are questions that I have or issues that I have, and everyone has trouble with framing those things sometimes. You get what I'm saying? Like, if we're being honest about something that you wanted to ask somebody or you wanted to say something, or especially if you wanted to confront somebody about something, you play that over a million times in your head about how you was going to say that before you actually said that. So that's what I was talking about when I say afraid to have the conversation. You worried about how it's going to play out before you actually having it. So sometimes we just don't end up having it because we like, oh no, this gonna go left. We not gonna do this. We just
So,
gonna leave it
so,
alone.
so, Jocelyn, I do have a question. What you just, I want to hit on what you just said. When you're talking to somebody else. So the next question is, do you feel like your mate has to have your back when you're in a disagreement with someone besides them, even if you are wrong? Does that mate need to have your back?
Okay, this is what I'm going to define as having your back, because it's a twofold question, right? So having my back means having my best interest, right? And sometimes that telling you that you're wrong is having your best interest. I'm a person, I'm human. I make mistakes, you make mistakes. If you see a mistake before I'm about to make it, tell me about it. Especially if you're somebody who's in my close circle who I can accept that from with little confrontation. You get what I'm saying? I don't have a problem. I'll be honest, confrontate or criticism is a very hard thing for me to deal with, but I know that about myself. I literally just told you guys, right? But like, I'm working on that. When someone provides me with criticism where, okay, Jocelyn, you did this and you could have did something different, or I want that, make me better, please, please,
Okay.
whoever you are, best friend, boyfriend, whoever you are, make me better. Like, if
What
there was
about the other
something that I could
ladies?
have done different, let me know.
Fee and Ashley, what do y'all think?
So I can say, if we're on a conversation and I feel like you're wrong, I'm not gonna come out in front of the person and say, babe, and agree with, hey, you
No
wrong.
fee, no fee. If you're wrong about something, and he
If I'm
tells you,
wrong
and
about
he's trying to explain it to you, babe, you're wrong, and here's why. Would you listen to him, and would you accept that, or would you be like, no, I'm right?
if he can explain to me, why I'm wrong, I understand that. I don't have a problem with being wrong. I don't have a problem with that. I even had that with my co-host of my podcast. Sometimes I'm thinking about something the wrong way, and Sharita is a psychologist, and she said, "Fee, no, we not. This is why we're not doing that." And I'm like, okay. I'm look, guys. When you get to a certain point in your life, all that arguing and all that, it's just not worth it. My peace ain't worth that. If you
Well, it
ask me about
depends. I
how
mean,
you
I'm a
feel,
national debater, so I'm gonna argue with you if it's something to argue about.
well then, but that's good. That's good for you. But for me right now, and I used to be like that. Trust me, I used to be like that.
Look, I'm 40
Now,
plus. I ain't even got that kind of time,
exactly.
mama.
My peace is more
I just
important.
don't.
I
She's
ain't
from
got
a
time for
national
that. I'm
origin.
leaving with a throat. I can barely
See,
talk
that's
because of
that's
the
that's
holiday.
Jocelyn. Jocelyn. What are you? Upper 20s, early 30s?
I used
I'll
to
be
be there,
30 in
Johnson.
October.
See, that's what it
Jocelyn,
is.
listen.
That's
Okay.
exactly what
Toxic
Jocelyn, I
age
said
zone.
that.
It
Listen,
ain't no problem.
Jocelyn.
Come with it.
it is. Brian,
Five,
I want to hear
I
I
just
want to hear
said
the
if it
younger
was
version
something
of
to
this.
argue about.
five,
If it ain't nothing to argue about, then I'm gonna be like, okay, I'll be
She
quiet.
gave me the
five,
mic and still
Yeah,
talked
now
over me.
if
That
years.
let you know
arguing,
right
there's
there.
something to argue about because I don't feel like it. I don't know.
Five,
Arguing?
listen,
Can I say
Arguing.
five,
something about arguing?
Yeah,
5
Brian,
to
go ahead.
10
Go ahead,
years from
Brian.
now,
I
Jocelyn, you ain't gonna be doing
I
all that
take it like
arguing.
You're
this.
probably right,
Like
Eddie. You right, because I'm getting tired now.
if
Shit.
if
But
we
the
can't
answer to all of this is
communicate,
snatch out when you young.
if we can't communicate, there ain't no point of even messing around.
There you
All right,
go.
me
Amen.
That's
personally,
Amen.
I just turned 30 in July. You know what I'm saying? I've had them days where I argued and all that. I'm not trying to have my blood pressure raised. I'm not trying to have my, stress up, none of that. If we can't talk it out, baby, we gonna walk it out and we gonna go our separate ways. That's how I feel.
Okay. I got another one.
No, I didn't get to answer, Jay. Like
Oh, I'm sorry.
You
Go
already
ahead.
I
answered mine.
I thought you
no,
were
I
on food still.
no, I want you to tell me when I'm wrong. Because I'm when I'm with my man, I want you to be open to feel that you can tell me, when I've said something that, hey, babe, you probably shouldn't have said that or whatever. Like that's the type of relationship that I want, to where we
Or
can
you
be
want to be open to it.
100% open and honest with each other, so that we can have that type of communication. So, I may not agree with you, but I still want to hear what your perspective is. And I think that's the definition of a healthy relationship and healthy love.
Okay, thank you. Hey, question: can y'all see these comments I post
Yeah.
from the?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, we can see him.
Okay, bet that. So I got one for the men. So I had one for the women earlier. I got an IG for the men. So let me share this one, and then we'll talk about this one.
Yeah, Jocelyn like arguing. She a Scorpio. She like arguing.
She is
All
Scorpio.
right.
She a
So
freak.
I
listen, this
don't
is for the
like
men.
My
arguing. I
best
like
friend is
debating.
Scorpio. We argue all the time. This is my best homeboy here, Scorpio, but I'll shut up.
Be honest with yourself, Jocelyn.
It's a woman that helps the man to be a man. A woman will test you to see if you are what you say you are. Any woman that you fall in love with, she love you too, but she gonna try you. That's her nature. She gotta know that she can depend on you. She gotta know that you'll stand up for her. She got to know that you'll back up the children that she brings in the world for us.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey, shout out the minister though.
Yeah,
Before
shout out
we
to
go,
Farrakhan on
shout
that
out
one.
the minister.
So, gentlemen, what do you feel about that? Do you feel that a woman would test you and try you in the right way to bring out the best in you?
So let me answer that first. When I was in my second marriage, we went out on a float trip, right? And it was me, our friends, my cousins, everything. My wife at that time got into a huge argument with my cousin, and she expected me to take her side. We all drunk, we all drunk as fuck. But she expected me to take her side. She was wrong. And I don't know if that was a part of her testing me or if that was a part of her just us being drunk. But at that time, you're like, come on, man, you sitting up here starting shit, and you want me to take up for you? You want me to take up for you when my cousin is sitting up here when you started it, and my cousin, like, he's a very boisterous person as well, and he was like, you know what, you ain't gonna talk to me like that. Now, true enough, I'm not going to let him talk to her like that. However, she was the one that started it, and she got mad at me because she felt like I wasn't taking up for her enough. And I
I
just
don't
felt
think
like
that's
that was wrong.
how.
That's your ex-wife. That's your ex-wife, right?
Right. I don't think that's how the
That's
minister
your
meant it.
ex.
I don't think the minister meant in that fashion.
Exactly.
Oh, well, shit.
I'm not
That's what
gonna
I took
test
from it.
you like that.
That was the last question we talked about arguing.
Go ahead, Steve. What's your answer on that? On what the minister said in regards of?
Yeah.
So first and foremost, I think he made some. Let's unpack the whole situation. I think women will test you, and I mean, I'm 40 plus, so I definitely feel like if you're with the right one or you're dealing with someone, they definitely want to find out what type of man you are. If you're a leader, if you're gonna back them up, if you can protect them. No woman wants to tell you that you're a king or feel like that they want to be your queen and you're not protecting them in the right way, right? So you're not protecting them if you're not doing what's necessary that they feel protected. You might not have a woman. There might be some problems moving forward with that particular person. Maybe y'all don't get to the committed stage. I also feel like a woman definitely would test you just in general to make sure that, you are what you say you are. In communication, a lot of men will out talk themselves out of some situations. They'll say one thing and then possibly do another. So women are very detailed, animals, creatures, whatever you want to call it. Y'all women are making sure that what it is that are coming out of our mouths, we're actually doing. So if we say we make this kind of money, it kind of reflects either in what we drive or what we do. If we say we take care of our kids, are we actually spending time with our children and having communication with our kids, with our children and stuff like that and so forth. So I think what he had to say was spot on. And I remember that. I remember when Jay had posted that. So I think it's very true, and I agree with you.
Okay.
Go ahead,
Yeah,
Candy Man.
you want to speak now?
I take it like this. I mean, some women test you because they get turned on by the masculinity. And some women test you because they want to see if you really that masculine man. And, sometimes it's necessary for a man to be tested by a woman because sometimes you need that push. Sometimes you need that reminder like, hey, you talking about that alpha male talk. You talk about you that head of the table, that head of household, or that big strong man you claim to be about it. You know what I'm saying? And you got to be about it. Because if you just all talk and then when she see, oh, he ain't really a man, that's going to turn her off. That's probably going to turn her away. You know what I'm saying? But I agree. Like, and I feel me personally as a man, I feel like I need that. Sometimes I'm gonna need that push. I'm gonna need her to, not like insult me or you know what I'm saying, but sometimes I'm gonna need her to say certain things that's gonna trigger me to be like, wait, hold up, I do need to adjust. Let me man up and do this. Let me do this better. Let me be a better man by stepping up and getting this done or whatever the scenario is. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel. That dude, he was right.
And I will hit on what you just said, Brian, because I don't think that it's wrong that women want men to step up and be a man or step up and protect them. But when they start shit, that's what we have a problem. That's where I have a problem with.
Dude, why are you talking about starting shit still?
I'm just saying.
Why are you still stuck on arguing with your ex?
Because that's what I hear. That's what I heard out of that video.
You heard that from Farrakhan when he said to try. Wait a minute. You heard Farrakhan say a woman will try you to see if you a man or not. You heard my ex is starting shit, so I gotta back her ass up. Really?
I don't think.
Yes, Jackie. I mean, Jason. That's exactly what the fuck I mean. Yes.
I don't think your wife was. I don't think your ex-wife was testing you in that moment. I think
your ex was just wrong.
Showing you she really was.
Right.
So is it my turn yet?
We call that playing a whole ass game, Frank. That's what we call that.
I've been moderating
you for a pump.
But hold on. So no, your woman testing you is not picking fights and going out to make you jump in and protect her. No,
that's not the right kind of test.
No, that wasn't the right test.
No,
that was just like some wrong shit.
What I'm finding out is Frank like these women that like to fight.
Yo,
These women that like to get in the boxing ring.
He got a type.
And stuff.
He has a type.
Like you want black
and
eyes.
They're very toxic. Trust me.
What's going on with you?
That's just what I've had in my life. I didn't say I like that shit. That's just what I've had in my life. I'm looking for peace right now. Shit, I want peace.
But go ahead, if you haven't answered the question about what Farrakhan said.
I mean, in regards to, especially in my situation, where I'm active, I'm in the streets, as they say, because I'm single, no kids.
Eddie is definitely in them streets.
Very, very successful.
1000%. Sorry,
I'm active. I'm in the field, so that's why it always
in the trenches.
It's in the trenches. Talk to them, right? So it's always funny to me to hear what women want. And Farrakhan is right. They should challenge you, right? I feel like all women should challenge these men, right? So when you challenge a real man like me, and I check off all these boxes, then now we can move forward. But I think plenty of these women are not challenging these guys, right? And that is the problem. But what I'm telling you overall is they still having babies by these weaker men that they don't challenge. And then once they a baby in and 2 and 3 years in, and they realize like, oh, this is just not working. He's not what he said he was. Then they want to come look for me. That's my problem. So I agree 1,000% with the minister. Challenge these guys. Challenge these guys before they fuck down on you too. I agree 1,000%.
Y'all, do y'all be asking people if you check their boxes? Because I like to. I'm just that weird and confrontational. I'm like, hey, am I doing it for you?
Boxes?
Like, I'll straight up ask you, like, hey, am I doing it for you or no? Like, in this field, whatever field it may be, am I doing it for you or no? If not, what can I do to do it for you?
No,
if I'm not, then maybe we're just not compatible. Because these are conversations that people are afraid to have. Some people are not compatible. Period.
agree.
As much as you like to like somebody, you're not compatible. So if I'm not checking that box for you, there's somebody else who can check this box. And if I'm not checking this box for you, we don't got to be childish about it. We don't got to do all this extra, all this who and how. No, we don't got to do that. You can just tell me I'm not checking the box. Maybe you're not checking some boxes for me too. And we should decide to move on. These are conversations
or
that
either
people are
check
afraid
the
to
boxes
have.
together or move on, like you said.
Exactly.
Frank,
And
you
some
need to
boxes
just let
aren't.
the women move on.
And here's another situation too that we haven't brought up. Some boxes are not going to be checked.
Come on now.
Fully or partially. They just
Very true.
not.
Very true.
They not gonna be checked. So you gotta be okay with them boxes not being checked, or you gotta find something different that works for you. You gotta be truthful in your situation.
You said you gotta be okay or what?
Or move on. You got two options. I'm gonna be okay with these boxes not being checked, or I'm gonna move on and try to find somewhere else for these boxes to be checked. And that's a risk that you take. Because you see, you done got all these options over here where all these boxes done been checked, but it's these couple that ain't. Right? So we gonna go over there and see if we can beat this couple, but just pay attention to all these that you had on the other side.
80-20. That's my 80-20 rule, right? As long as 80% of the boxes is checked, like you said, the 20%, you're gonna have to live with that, right? But at what point in a relationship do you realize who the person is, right? How long do you think that takes? You see what I'm saying? That's the thing. When you meet somebody, that's their representative to after a month, maybe 2 months, maybe 6 months. And then you realize, like, man, this more like a 40-60, bro. You ain't it, or girl, you ain't it, right? But then at that point, are you emotionally invested? At that point, are you pregnant? I mean, situations are extreme nowadays, right? So at one point, or how soon should it be established, this 80-20 rule, right? That's my question to the ladies. Like, how soon do we look for, hey, these are the quote unquote red flags that are deal breakers? Because I think so remember, I'm in the trenches, right? And listen to these guys. When I say I'm in the trenches, I'm literally standing in the trenches, right? So what I've been experiencing lately is by the time these women find out what they really want, what's really a deal breaker, the kid already 1 year old.
Preach on.
Fee, what's your opinion on this? Miss Turned Up Lips.
Y'all know I make facial expressions. You need to leave me alone. Everybody call me. I'm gonna start cutting my camera.
Hell no. We going in on the He was like, I ain't even know this.
Be dropping that knowledge.
So, how about this? Why don't you like nice guys?
Yes. Please answer this motherfucking question. I'm all in.
I got to hear this. Please
keep it 100.
Nice guy. Why you want to know?
Keep it 100.
You ain't no nice guy, Frank.
The hell I ain't. I'm a very.
Damn, you got called out quick.
Hey, the women hella quiet after that last question, though. I'm trying to see what's going on.
I was trying to be, patient and let Fee answer that question. I don't think the answer, because I married a nice guy, and a nice guy cheated on me, had a baby by another woman. So I don't think the answer is whether someone is nice or whether someone is bad. I think it's just looking at the person's heart and looking at their experience with love, how they've been taught to love. Because I was not the one that chased bad guys. I was never the one that looked for the bad guys. But unfortunately, the bad guys are honest. The good guys usually hide their deception behind the veil of being the nice guy.
Ashley, tell him one more time. Tell him one more time, Ashley. Tell him one more time.
That's kind of, hey, you might want to unpack that a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll unpack it. I'll unpack it a little bit because I was taught to recognize the bad guys, but what I was not taught to recognize is the wolves in sheep's clothing. The guys that came with the nice polo shirts and the khaki pants and the cohorn shoes. That's the guys I went for. And those guys tend to play me much harder than the guys that were bad, because the bad guys told me exactly who they were up front. Hey, I'm a bad dude. I'm gonna cheat on you. I don't want to do this. They were very upfront about who they were. But it was the nice guys that did not openly reveal to me what their shortcomings were. And so a lot of times I got caught up in the nice guy image and didn't understand what came with it on the other side.
Eddie, don't shake your head. Don't shake your head yes to this bullshit.
And I mean, it's true. It's true. And so a lot of times I got played by the nice guys. And so I don't think
Eddie, stop shaking your head to this bullshit.
I don't think it's worrying about whether someone is nice or whether someone is bad. It's all about honesty. It's about if this person is going to be upfront with who they are to begin with. And part of that is asking the right questions, praying for a spirit of discernment, so that when you're on a date with someone, you know the right questions to ask, you know the right things to look for, you know how to make sure that their words align with their actions, you know, making sure that where do you come from? You know, how were you taught to love? Who are your mentors? Who do you look for to advise you on how to be a better person? And those were the things that I did not get. And so a lot of times what I tell I've had this conversation with Jason, you need to, for all the men out there that have daughters, tell your daughters how to peep game. You know, because it's a lot of guys out there that we can figure out, the ones that are very open and honest about what they want to, what they're going to do to us, but it's the ones that don't openly tell us. And so we have to learn from men. Hey, if a dude likes you, this is what he does. If he's serious about you, this is what he does. If he's going to be open and honest with you, this is what he does. So my daughter can know this is what you look for. And when a man wants you, he lets you know out the gate. It ain't no question. It ain't no confusion about it. He's gonna tell you straight up what it is.
Frank, the reason I'm shaking my head is because being that guy on both sides of the fence, being a nice guy and getting played, and being a monster and getting every woman everything that I want, she's exactly right. So my answer to what she's saying is everybody just be honest, right? See, with me being a nice guy, right, I get fucked over. I promise you. But when I'm rude, when I'm honest, and I'm upfront, man, listen, it ain't a woman I can't get. So I'm agreeing with her, fellas. Just be honest. Don't be no sucker. And please, for the life of all of the men on earth, don't do none of that extra tricking and raising the price on things if that ain't really who you are, because you fucking it up for me.
Can I say something, since this was the women?
You fucking it up for me. Just be honest.
Let me say something.
Eddie, won't you tell us about a situation? Because we keep getting back to financial, Eddie, with you. Eddie, with you, we keep getting back to financial.
When is my turn?
What is this about? And Eddie, this is why this is driving me back, because I'm a woman who has never lived off of any man's money. I don't need it. I got it. So, like, I don't understand why we keep going back to money with you, Eddie. What's it about with the financial stability? I don't need a man with that.
Listen,
I want to talk about other shit. I want to talk about other stuff.
I'm gonna tell
Eddie, I agree with Eddie though. I agree with Eddie because the majority of the time,
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest.
What was the question?
I want everyone on this panel to be honest. You can never be happy with a broke nigga. Be honest.
I don't have to be with a broke nigga. Here's the thing. When we're talking about people, we're talking about standards, right? We're talking about how you love me, how you treat me, how you communicate with me, Eddie. And then here you go talking about whether this nigga broke or not. Well, the broke nigga was already eliminated before we got to this conversation, Eddie. That's what we getting at, maybe. Because with me, you can't come to the table half full when I'm full. You get what I'm saying? So maybe we on two conversations.
No,
that's why we like
But
back
I'm
to
saying
the broke nigga
overall. But
conversation. I
listen,
don't
what I'm saying
understand.
overall, right? Just be honest with me, right? You all are some very successful women, right? And I honestly believe that y'all want a guy that probably at least matches y'all financially, right or wrong?
I need you. Can I say something?
You know
That was
Fuck
a
what?
yes or
I'm
no
financials, right?
gonna give you
Because
that.
everybody
Let me
starts
let me
from
can I say
somewhere,
something,
Eddie. Fuck
Jocelyn?
financials. Let's talk about
Jocelyn,
something
can I
else.
say
When
something?
we're at financials,
I'm about to.
match me with energy, baby. Match me with energy because financials can start from the bottom and they can go somewhere completely different. But if you match me with that energy and that enthusiasm and that work ethic, we can go somewhere together. You get what I'm saying? I don't have to have you have, I don't need you to have $100,000 out the gate. We can put what you got and what I got together and we can fucking go somewhere. Excuse my language. We can go somewhere. You get
No,
what I'm
you say
saying? So
fucking go
like,
somewhere. Go ahead.
Can I say something, please?
Yes, ma'am.
So,
Yes.
Eddie, I
Yes.
understand what you're saying because at this age that I'm at right now, if you ain't got no money, I ain't trying to talk to you.
Time out. Because that is, I got it wrote down. That is not, that was not one of your needs.
I didn't say that was one of my top two. I didn't say that was one of my top two.
But in reality, it is.
I have several needs. You're not gonna limit me to 2 needs for a man.
For the sake of the podcast.
You're not gonna lead me. You're not gonna give me 2 needs for a man.
But just for the sake
What
of
I'm
the podcast.
saying is at this age in my life, I got a 17-year-old about to go off to college. I'm about to start traveling because I'm gonna be an empty nester. So if you want to hang with me, you're gonna have to have money to travel along with me. Now I ain't saying you gotta pay for me, but it would be nice if you're gonna have to have some money. But
thank you, Felicia. That's all I've been trying to get out of you.
I'm not gonna come to you and say how much money you making.
But no, we're not saying all that. But listen, Felicia, honestly, can you honestly be honest with all of us? A nigga with money is probably definitely in your top 2 needs. Just be honest.
just
man.
Don't expect to live off me.
I'm
You
not
can pull your own weight. I don't care if you can pull your own weight. I swear to God, I'm not
I wish I could talk,
I'm not
Jocelyn.
measuring you dollar by dollar. You need to match me. Like I'm an ambitious woman, and so like I don't. To me, honestly, and this is me coming from my perspective only, and this may be different from Felicia and Ashley based off of my experience. Again, I'm single with no kids. But I don't expect for a man to financially provide everything for me. I just don't. That's just my belief system. I've been doing it so long, 100% by myself.
So can a man can a man come moving with you and don't pay no rent?
Absolutely not. You still gotta pull your own weight. Why the fuck I gotta pull my weight and you ain't gotta pull yours? I'm a woman and you a man. It's easier for you to pull your weight than it is for me to pull mine. Let's be honest.
And I agree with everyone 1,000%. But I want everyone to admit that finance is in everyone's top 2 needs. That's all I'm
Eddie,
saying.
it's the way that you're framing it, baby.
Yeah,
you're
they always
framing
tell
it
me
as finances. I'm framing it as pull your own weight. I'm not saying for you to come over here and do all of this and buy me Hellsberg diamonds and this and that. I'm saying pull your weight, baby. Pull your weight. Don't expect me to pay for you. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Candyman just made a very good statement in our chat, and he just said, if I'm not financially stable, I shouldn't even be dating. And I think that is the key. You know, I think and what?
That's how I feel, man.
No, I think that's true.
Especially as a grown man, if I can't afford to take care of myself, if I can't afford to take care of these bills, that's so embarrassing if I take a girl out and I don't have no money to do nothing, or if I gotta call her or lend her a ride.
Let's flip the script on the finances real quick. If a man money ain't right, his money funny, he really shouldn't be going out, but I guarantee he not gonna date. I can get an amen from every dude on this podcast.
Damn man.
Yeah, that's
if
why
money funny. You're not even going out anyway.
Right.
So
yeah, that's why
we can't be serious.
Eddie Rich in real life, so that I can't.
Yeah.
I'm not at Essence. Look, real talk. I was at Essence a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
I'm not at Essence, and I'm spending money. We at day parties, all white party. We at concerts. I'm not at Essence if I ain't got my money right. A hotel got to be paid for. I don't care what your mission is when you go down there, you're gonna come off some bands for a domestic trip. Let's not even talk about international trips,
Right.
and passport stamps and going through customs. We
Well,
just
shit,
talking about
in the
domestic
same
trips.
city.
Huh?
In the same city.
Yeah.
Steve.
So, and Houston is expensive. I live in Houston, so I don't know about
Me too.
where
I live in
everybody is.
Houston,
Houston
too.
is expensive today.
But
You a
what-
single man in
so
Houston,
listen.
and you a gentleman, and you used to paying the tab. Fuck State 48. We can go to Cyclones and run a $200 bill if you really want to get drunk.
Exactly.
You know what I'm talking about?
All right,
So,
Eddie, I'm
Man,
with you.
hey,
you over there
My
preaching, Steve.
point-
Preaching.
My point, listen,
Finances is in my top 3.
my point is this. I want all the women to just be honest
Top
and
three.
say financial is
Top
important.
3. Top 3.
No,
It is important. But
now,
you
wait a minute.
really,
Now,
Eddie, if we're framing the question
It's
correctly,
necessary.
what
I
you
agree.
really
It's
wanted us
gotta
to
be
say
up
is that it was our top 2. That's what
Yes,
you
I
wanted
did.
us to say. You
did.
wanted us to say it's our
Yeah.
top 2.
I
But it's
did.
a problem for you that it's not our top whatever.
Because that's a lie.
And,
That's a lie.
oh well, it's a lot to you, and it can be that. That's your truth, baby. My
Right.
truth is my truth.
Because yours is
So
time. All the nigga got to do for you is spend time.
yeah, because I got my own money.
But he can't move in with you and spend all the time in the world if he ain't got
He
no
can
money.
spend his time and his money. You feel me?
Exactly. This
That
be
wine talking
honest.
Johnson now. That wine
Be
talking. Go ahead,
honest.
Johnson.
Now,
Go
don't
ahead.
go
I'm
to
gonna
nigga
get tired
that's
of going out.
broke.
I'm gonna get tired of going
well,
out.
I
and you
think.
pay for
Well,
yours
I
and
think
I
we
pay
have
for
we
mine.
have
I'm
to look at it.
tired of
We
that.
have to look at it this way. I mean, if I get with somebody and maybe you
Nigga,
have to
you
look
can't
at
stay here.
but no, you have to look at the way society is built too, in terms of the opportunities that men have versus the opportunities that women have. What industry is he in? Like if I look at if I date a guy and he's a coach at a high school, but he's passionate about coaching and he's pouring into the lives of Black men. He may not match my salary because I got a corporate job and I'm a director of my department. But if I see him and see how passionate he is about what he does and how he's living his life and pouring into what he does and what he's doing, then that's all that matters to me.
Can he come live with you rent free?
But this is the thing, Eddie.
Yes or no?
But no,
Why
this is
would
the
he
thing,
need
Eddie.
to
Wait,
come live
let me
with us
answer.
rent free?
Let me-
He's
let
making
me-
some money,
let
Eddie.
me- let me-
He ain't that
If he
broke.
comes-
Let me
Wait a
wait. Let
minute.
me answer
If
the
he
question.
comes
Let me
later
answer the
on
question. Let me answer the question. Most real men are not going to ask to move into a woman's house.
I don't want to move in with you
I'm
anyway
not-
because if my name ain't on
I'm
the
not
deed
my
and
own
the
place.
title, that's the whole issue.
Dude.
They're most
move
If
real
my name ain't on the
men.
mortgage, I'm sorry, the title,
Most
the
real
mortgage and
men
the
are gonna
deed,
want most real men are gonna want their own thing.
we gonna
You
move
know,
Yes.
into together.
and as
I agree.
a woman, as
I'm not
My
moving to
question
your spot. You're
was,
not moving to mine. We're gonna
can
find
he
something
come
together.
live with
exactly.
you?
There you go, Steve.
Hello?
There you go, Steve. We're gonna get our own together, and this is my thing.
Because you're not gonna tell me get the
It's all
fuck out
about-
your house.
It's all about where
Nope.
it's all about where your
Exactly.
mind. It's all about where your
Exactly.
mind.
That's
is.
why I got my own shit. You can move
it's
in
all
here
about-
with me, but I ain't moving in there with you. And
No, but
actually, I agree with you. You what you're saying is if it's a guy out there, he's being so active in the community, he's changing these kids' life, he's really making a difference. But at the end of the day, we know coaches and teachers don't make no money, and no matter how much of a good person that guy is, that nigga can't come live with you if he ain't contributing.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
I got everybody muted.
We have to go to another question.
I got everybody muted because I'm dead on finances. Y'all wearing me out on finances right now. So
Date your age, date your wage, damn it.
what we never did get to
Go
was
about
Felicia had a page full of questions for the men. I got my questions I've been running through, and we've been stuck on some shit. But I want to get to some of your questions, Fee, for the men. At least one or two of them, please. Can you do that for me, please?
All right, so I got a question.
Okay.
So, like Ashley was saying, if you got a woman that is a director, or like myself, I was a business analyst at one of our companies that make private jets. I made a lot of money, and 6 figures, and was proud of it, and I did my thing, and I walked and I held my head up. I was proud of myself. I took care of my daughter. You know, I did everything that I needed to do to uphold my household, because I hadn't met a man that her father wasn't doing it, and I hadn't met a man that was willing to be that person for me. But Some of my friends told me one day that I'm intimidating to men.
Mhm.
So I'm going to ask you that question. If you meet a 6-figure woman doing her thing, she got it, she got a house, she got a nice car, she doing her thing, does that woman intimidate you? And if she doesn't, how do you approach her?
I'm gonna approach her like I approach anybody else. I've always dated powerful women. I really don't know how to date someone that makes like 30, 40,000 because that's never been something that I've actually done. Somebody that let me say not date because dating is a wide range. I've never been in a serious committed relationship with someone that wasn't making like either 6 figures or great money. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe $75,000 or more or whatever the case is. So for me, because of the way that my mom was in the Army for 28 years and she's a nurse and she's like the nurse practitioner, you know, past that, she's at the highest you can be as a nurse without being a doctor. I've always wanted to be with someone that was powerful, that made money, independent, self-sufficient, financially stable. So what I seen in my mama, I always wanted in the type of woman that I wanted. So it doesn't intimidate me personally. I can't speak for everybody on the panel, but for me personally, it doesn't intimidate me because I know if I put what I make and I own my own food company, I've been in the business 6.5 years. So I'm not, you know, bragging, but I put my little 6 figures together. She put her 6. We powerful as shit together. You feel me? I'm not looking at, oh, I make this, she makes below, or she makes higher. I'm not intimidated by that because if he a real king and he confident in how he move and how he step, that's nothing. You know what I'm saying? So y'all are putting that together to even build a bigger empire versus, oh, she make 150,000 or she make 200,000. I just make 120. I don't know if I could be with her. Why not? She gonna get her nails done. She gonna have a nice car. She gonna have a big ass house. She gonna have the Gucci or the Louis bag anyway. You might as well just fall in line with it because that's what it is. That's the lifestyle she's already created. You're just the dude that's gonna be with her.
But so wait, I'm gonna be honest with you.
About it.
A woman, cause see, you live in Houston, I live in Houston. I don't know who else lives in Houston, but a woman of that stature, you don't make enough for. You don't make enough.
Wait a minute.
I'm not gonna have this conversation.
Wait. This is a guy.
Mute him.
Come on, Jason, mute his mic. That's cap. That's straight up cap.
That's cap, dog.
That is not true.
That's cap.
That is not true, Eddie.
That is cap.
Remember, I don't know what y'all do, but I'm in the trenches. I'm telling you.
But I'm in the trenches to tell you. You want a phone call with black women, and we're telling you that's wrong. That's wrong. I make $150,000 a year, bro, and everything that Steve says, I'm with it. Like, you just come with me, and if you make less than me, I'm gonna find a way to get you where I am. I'm gonna be like, babe, what are you an expert at? Because I feel like there's a genius idea in every man. And all you got to do is give him the tools to get there. So let's work together and be that power couple. You know, so I'm telling you right now, that's cap.
But listen, it's not cap. The thing is, you older, right? Steve looking for something not as old. That's what I'm trying to tell you. See, when you have that same mentality, these younger dudes couldn't get with you. And I'm gonna be honest. Are you single right now?
Yes, I'm single.
Exactly.
But hold up. Before you stop there, I'm not single because I don't have choices. Let's be very clear on that. I have plenty of choices. I don't have to be single. I am single because I have made the choice to be, because I am waiting patiently for a man that can match what I bring to the table.
But no man about to match what you bring to the table.
Say what?
No man that matches your salary is going to be interested in you.
Oh my God, that's cap. That's cap.
What are we talking about?
That's straight cap. That's straight cap. That's I'm not.
I need some men to chime in, dog.
Can I answer?
Yeah, but that's a lie. That's not true. That's not
Brian
true
answer. Go ahead, Brian.
Okay, here's my thing about that. Now, see, when I was younger, I'll admit, a woman who made more money than me, I was interrogated. But that was because I didn't have my money up. And once I became a grown man and I realized that really don't matter, the only type of men that are going to be insecure about that are men who don't have money. If you don't got no money, you gonna be interrogated by a woman who's successful. Or if you just a straight bum, of course you gonna be like, oh, well, I'm insecure. She got this, she got that, and I don't got this. Bro, you need to get yourself a job or get yourself a hobby, get yourself a career, step your game up as a man, quit complaining, and get it together. You know what I'm
And
saying?
I
Like
tell
I
you, it's all about the law of attraction.
I
It's
agree.
all about what you're bringing in, what
Candyman,
you're attracting
what I'm
into that
guaranteeing
whole
you is
situation. Because if
they gonna
you
get
want a woman,
pregnant
if you want to be with
by
somebody
that
who
broker
has
guy.
somebody that
They
is
get to
an
the high
upper
value
level,
guy.
bring them to. You need to be up in that upper level too.
I heard both of y'all, and I do agree with both of y'all because I'm good. I got good ears, but like, yeah, like I mean, yeah,
How
like
about Candyman? Candyman, how old are you?
I just turned 30.
My guy. Steve, how old are you? He 40 plus. I'm
I'm
40 plus.
42. I'm sorry, I had to unmute. I'm 42.
Jay 42, Frank 42. We're not gonna ask the women how old they are, but I'm just gonna be honest with everybody.
Don't say nothing about no finances.
I ain't.
It's
Listen.
too late.
Eddie been hurt by some broke chicks. I don't know.
Yes.
Eddie,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
who keeps
Yeah.
talking
Bro, you
about
ain't the
this
only one.
pregnancy theorem?
You're right.
You ain't the only one.
Everything
Yes.
ends up in pregnancy. If she does
Yes.
this, she pregnant. She do this, she
Eddie,
pregnant.
hey,
I'm
But
like,
it's
what's
happened to the
going on,
best of us.
Eddie?
I have
hey,
been broke.
What?
I don't know
have
what
been
Kansas
hurt
City was like for you, Eddie, but
by
Houston is a
some
different ball
broke
game, big dog.
women.
Okay, Eddie, so you need to change the way you operate, bruh. Like,
Right.
Eddie, you
You need
need
to
different
find you a good
women in your
circle,
you gotta
life.
dog.
realize
Maybe I need to have
Maybe
that
the
age range
women
up.
that we are setting our sights on, maybe they're the wrong women.
yeah, and you gotta
Eddie need a
realize
good
that
church
Facts.
woman.
Say that
Facts.
again.
you attract what your energy brings out. So you need to reassess
Y'all, and no,
Wait.
no BS,
how
no
Listen.
BS. I
you
had one of these
I agree.
conversations with
I
myself
agree.
sometimes. I think
So
it's
listen.
important that we have these
My
conversations with ourselves about sometimes we are seeking the completely wrong individuals. Let's
let
be
me be,
honest.
let
Like
me be
I can be
selfish.
honest with myself and I can say I have dated people that I had no business dating. Period. Like
But
that's just
listen,
the honest to God
how
truth.
do I attract women that are about something? That's my question to y'all.
Be
Help,
about
Change
Date
something.
naps,
yourself,
dog.
help
Eddie.
me.
Gotta be
Change your
about
way of
something.
thought. Change your way of thought.
Step them
Change the
date
way you
naps, cuz.
practice your thoughts.
What you say?
Change,
What you say, Jay?
Step them date naps, cuz. Them date naps get you in trouble, cuz.
because Eddie, listen, like even the way that we
They
talk,
now
like
say
while
no
we're in
good.
here, right? You have to talk like I've been told that you speak what you want to exist, right?
Mm.
So like
Speak,
in
talk
this
that talk.
podcast, we've been talking about broke women who need men for their finances, and we've been talking about women getting pregnant. We're not gonna talk that shit no more. Fuck that shit. Right? We're gonna find some new noise to blast loud as I don't know what. Like we need to, and this is not even about speaking. This is just becoming aware of yourself, right? Like this is something that I've been focusing on. I have been making mistakes. We hate to admit when we make mistakes in our relationships. We hate to admit to say, I dated this person and that was wrong. The situation around it was wrong. The everything that, you know what I'm saying? Like, we do not like to take accountability. And sometimes we have to take accountability and say, this relationship failed because this person was shitty as hell, but also because I should have never been in this shitty ass relationship. Like, let's be honest. You know what I mean? So that's just how I feel about it. There are some situations that I have been in where I'd be like, Jocelyn, if you were awoke and you were paying attention to what was going on right here and not just the dick that you were getting in this situation, you might have chose to not be in that situation. You know, like let's be honest with ourselves. I think there needs to be a time where people are not just trying to blame things on this money grabbing person or this whatever or this whatever. We are a part of the problem too. Like we are. We
I
are.
got a
You said
question.
women are
I
the
got a
problem. Is that
question.
what you just said,
I
Jocelyn?
said we
I
as
got a
of
question.
all of
I
us on this
said,
podcast, Frank.
I got a question. And let's see if it goes back to
Well
finances
put,
again.
Jocelyn.
Hopefully not. But listen, in this day and age of dating, let me ask you about social media. I want to know, has social media ruined dating?
No. The
No.
people on social media ruined dating. Social media gave you opportunity to date a variety of more people, but people blame social media on everything when they need to blame themselves on the actions that they take on social media.
Well,
Look, I love social media too, but finding somebody on social media can be real dangerous. You're falling in love with what they put online. You're dating what they have on their social media, but you're not dating to get to know them. If you're
But
looking at their pictures
I
and their
disagree with you
videos
on that.
and their trips and their out of town things and their lifestyle, that's not them on a daily basis.
But
So
I think well, let me ask you, Brian. Are you saying just like on a social media dating apps, or are you saying just like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, shit like that?
It's just like people put on like how he said like people date like how Steven said he said people you're basically dating who they put as the that I'm sorry. He said they're basically you're dating the person who they perceive they are on social media. That's what ruins relationship. You act like you're this and this and that in social media. You want to treat people a certain way all because you got all these likes and comments, but you don't want to actually be your real self. A lot of people are hiding behind these filters, hiding behind these likes and these comments and all this attention so much that it's blocking their actual common sense and it's actually blocking their actual personality, who they are. Then they want to blame, oh, social media ruin relationships. No, you came on social media fronting and you ruined your whole relationship yourself. Blame yourself. Take accountability for your actions and be yourself instead of trying to be somebody you're not.
let me
Hey,
drop a
Brian,
quick nugget. Let me drop a real
Disagree.
quick nugget. I'm sorry to jump in. My boy, my Scorpio homeboy, right? He says his rule is when he meets a woman, meets a chick, wherever he meets at in a bar, restaurant, club, wherever, he doesn't get their social media for 3 months. He wants to get to know them, try to figure them out, go on dates with them, take them out, go on outings, whatever they do, whether it's one date or 10 dates. In that 3 months, he wants to get to know them. And he's not hiding from social media. He'll tag somebody or put them in a story or whatever, but he doesn't want to jump on their social media. And likewise, he's not a big social media guy, but he's got some postings, mostly international trips and little things here and there, happy birthdays and stuff to his kid. But I kind of like that rule because if I meet you January 1st and on January 1st I start following you, I'm in a rabbit hole looking all down your whole social media page that whole day. And then come January 10th, I'm trying to compare what I'm getting to know to your social media page. And it's never going to be quite the same. They're not going to necessarily add up, or you could be looking at one thing and expecting another, or vice versa. So I kind of like the rule. I don't know if 90 days works. It could be 30 days, but just not looking at their social media or having to make sure that the pressure of following them and liking their stuff and feeling them on social media is a big ordeal versus just really getting to know them. Organic communication, talking to them, texting, meeting up, and stuff like that.
Ladies, do y'all agree or disagree with
I
what
definitely
Brian and Steven said?
disagree. I disagree. And this is coming from my personal perspective. I'm a model, okay? I post things on social media. I post witty captions that don't mean a damn thing to me. I post all kind of things, right, on social media. So if you frame your concept of me, Jocelyn Merritt, based off of what you've seen on social media, you don't know a damn thing about me. Period. I think that we have a bad habit of framing what we know about people based off of what we see on social media. I feel that I would rather, as you mentioned, Steve, about someone knowing a person in real life and then not getting their socials until after the fact. I would prefer that because that does not allow you to know the real person. As a woman who models, I will be completely transparent and say, I'm not posting no picture where I look fried or ugly or whatever. If I don't like this little fat roll that's hanging
Of
out in this
course,
position,
of course,
we
of
not
course.
we not posting that. So you only gonna get to know what I like. So what are you really getting to know if I only show you what I like?
So
You
I
get what
like
I'm
his
saying?
rule, but I'm 50-50 with it, right? So on one end of the stick, I get it. You get to really get to know the organic person, you get to know them, and you get to, talk to them, date them, whatever. But then on the other end, you can really see what that person is about as well, depending on, what you're looking for. So if I'm an older guy, I'm dating a younger chick. Let's say I'm dating you, Josh, and you just turned 30, I'm 42. If I'm looking at your page and all you doing is twerking and shaking your ass, I know off top I ain't fucking with it. I know for a fact that's not the lane I want to be in with somebody I want to jump down with.
But what if I only post it when I'm turning up? You get what I'm saying? Because let me be honest.
We're not talking about your stories. I'm talking about what you done posted. Stories too, but what you done posted. So if all I see is this little ass, can you turn around it? Yeah, I'm done. I can't do it. It's not. It's a wrap. Because if that's all you posted, that's all you thinking yourself. That's an ain't shit pose to me. That's what I call it. If that's all you got to offer and there's nothing wrong with having a nice body. Let me not take nothing away from all the women on the panel. But if that's all you're posting, I'm gonna be like, I don't know about this one. So I'm gonna be a little hesitant.
I rock with social media.
I rock with it too, heavy.
I literally believe
I sell my food on it.
Whatever they posted is more than likely what they have to offer.
Touche.
I agree with that.
Okay, I want to ask a question. So this is my baby.
Are you sure with her standing there? Are you sure?
Yeah, she didn't even stand it. She said
she's
21. She 21?
No.
No, hell no. Hell no. This is my baby. She'll be 15. She'll be 15 in a month and a half?
Hey Reno.
Huh?
Before you go there, so listen, we've hit like 2 hours.
Right.
We've had a good time, so time has flown. So we're gonna wrap it up.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
This was my wrap up.
Huh?
This is my wrap up. This actually was wrap up because I saw that too.
Yeah, go ahead, close it out.
This is I'm gonna knock the hell out of you. Okay, so this is my baby.
Child abuse.
She'll be 15, she'll be 15, a month and a half, a little under a month and a half. What would you all say to someone who's 15, who's very, very into social media, and I can't talk because that's my baby.
You're gonna embarrass her.
Yeah, I don't want to embarrass her, but someone who's living in the social media realm right now. Okay. What would you ladies and you men, what would y'all say to either your former self who's living in this realm, in this time range, in this dimension, or what would y'all give her as advice for the future?
It ain't real.
And we'll start one at a time.
It ain't real.
We'll go ahead, Jay. What'd you say?
Okay, so we're talking about the future. So first off, because I've got a little sister.
And her name is Farron. You can talk to her, Farron.
Hi, Farron. Farron knows me. Okay, me and Farron have talked before.
Yeah.
Hey, baby. Hey. So first off, you are beautiful. Let's start off there because you are. Period. But I have a little sister, so like I have these conversations often, and I remember how I feel when I was growing up, as a teenager with social media. And one of the things, regardless of whether you see on social media, and I know it's not easy and I know it's something that requires work, but baby, love yourself. Love yourself, because there are people who are going to uplift you, and unfortunately there are people who are going to tear you down too. And you've just got to have the willpower to bring yourself above the people who are tearing you down. Love yourself, each and every part of it. I don't give a damn if you think it's a flaw or not. Somebody gonna love that flaw. I know somebody love mine's, and I probably love yours too. You know what I'm saying? Like, just love yourself. It's so important, because there are so many people who aren't going to love with you, and that's okay, because maybe they don't know what they're supposed to love, but you do. So
let me give you some super duper advice, especially for someone who is your age, who is social media is all you know. The only thing in 2022 and going forward that's going to separate you from everybody else is you're going to have to unplug. You have to unplug from social media. And that's just the bottom line. You're going to have to unplug from social media sometimes to realize and see who you are. And in this day and age, when everybody is so embedded in the metaverse, the only way to really find out who you are, you have to unplug. Me, myself, I unplug. It's going to make you more productive. It's going to make you just all around getting more in tune with yourself. Because if anybody, and this is for everybody, if anybody is on social media all day, every day, 24/7, watching highlights, it's going to probably make you depressed. And I'm saying that to say it don't make me depressed because I unplug, but two, I mean, it's not real, you know, and that's all I can say. It might fuel you, like somebody like me is going to fuel me to be great, which has worked for me thus far. But everybody who don't understand and who may don't have the opportunity as me, you got to unplug from that social media, man, or it's going to drive you crazy for sure.
All right. Who's next?
I'll hop in real quick. And literally, Jocelyn made the point I was going to make. I'll give a quick nugget and I'll hop off. First of all, you didn't get your looks from your daddy, so that's a wonderful thing.
Yeah, that's all our mama right there, Blair.
She don't look like her daddy. No, for real. Seriously though, I have a 12-year-old myself, and I have a 21-year-old, right? So I got a grown son, and then I have a preteen. And I tell her all the time, first, I always uplift her. I'm sure Frank does. I know Frank's a great dad. You know, I always try to uplift her and let her know, first of all, you're a queen. You do not need social media to validate you. Don't ever feel like if you don't have 100+ likes, or if you post a prom dress or something and you don't get as many likes as maybe your friends or other peers, that you're not as good or better than them. Don't ever let social media put you in a realm that you feel like you're beneath something or someone. Like, and I agree with all the points that have already been made. Unplug, know that you're beautiful, know your self-worth. That is such a big thing in society. As Black men and Black women, they tear us down every day some kind of way, and you have to know your self-worth. So don't let social media validate you or tell you who you are when you're already a queen. You got a great father. I have nothing against your mom. I don't know her, but I know your dad via social media, and he's good people. So do it through his tutelage and social media. I think you'll be all right, but just don't let it validate you. Don't let it make you who you think you are. You're still going to be this awesome woman. And so let that, you know, as a country women say, let that sizzle in your spirit a little bit.
All right. Who's next?
I'll say real quick. I mean, y'all basically took everything I was gonna say, and you know, y'all said it, so that's cool. That give me a little less time. But yeah, just don't people. I say this: watch who you hang with, who act funny towards you on social media, but want to act a different type of way in person. Because I got some friends, family members. When I get on social media, they'll act funny towards me. They'll act some type of way, but then when we see each other in person, just because they're not around their social media crowd that gives them all that attention, they want to show love. They want to talk back and whatnot. So you just got to be careful. Like, all their points is valid too, but you got to be careful. Watch who you got on social media, and it's okay to delete people and block people. Deleting and block people is here for a reason, and it's to make your life a lot easier. Because a lot of people they complain about people, but they don't delete and block them. You know what I'm saying? It's just like if you got an issue or so you don't like something, delete and block. And if they keep harassing you, report them. Report them as harassment, and that's gonna keep them away from you. But everything they said, and yeah, that's all.
Word. Felicia?
Hey, she is very beautiful. I have a 17-year-old. She just turned 17 a couple of days ago. And I tell her all the time, a lot of times on social media, you're going to meet a person's representative, as we've all said. And that representative is not always it's not always what that person is about. You'll meet them in person and you'll be like, sometimes you'll be like, you don't even look like the person on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or wherever. Understand that people get on social media and they become the person that they want to be. And a lot of those people, self-esteem is way low. So the one thing that I tell my daughter is, you are beautiful. I try to build up her self-esteem so that when people do say little stuff to you, you already know you don't got to respond. You can just ignore it, because there's always going to be people who want to tear you down, and there's going to be people who want to build you up. So make sure you are around enough people that want to build you up. And on social media, you can shut it off. Like they said, shut it off, delete them, block them, whatever you need to do. Because really, for me, I use social media as advertisement for my podcast, talk to my family. send little jokes and send little pictures to because I'm from Virginia. My friends are in Virginia. So we send pictures. I don't believe half that stuff people got on it. People will lie and have you believing that they this, that, and other. And you know somebody that know them like he ain't got two rocks to rub together. Just don't believe everything you see. Make sure that you understand what your self-worth is. And I already know your dad is helping to instill that in you. And believe half of what you see. Not even half.
Thank you, man. Ashley, and I'll close this out.
You are absolutely gorgeous, and I want to say that too. You are beautiful. What I tell my daughter, who gets on social media as well, is that validation is for parking. The only thing that you need to validate is yourself. The thing that is most important to you is what you feel about who you are. It's not about what people call you, is what you answer to. So when my kids get upset about somebody calling them something, I said, is that what you call yourself? Is that what you think about yourself? Then you don't have to even respond to that. You ignore that. When you're on social media, before you make a post, and this is what I do for myself, the one thing I do, I ask myself is, what is my purpose? What is my purpose? I know that I am here because God put me here to send my message. And so when I put a post out, what I say to myself is, what is my purpose? My purpose is to help people. My purpose is to express love. My purpose is to make this world a better place. So what anybody else thinks about that doesn't matter. As long as I stand within my purpose and what I know, what my divine path is, I don't have to worry about what anybody else says. And a lot of people will put, with the people that put negativity and comments or whatever, that's because they're operating in a lower place. And what I say to them is, God be with you. Thank you for your comment. And I pray that you have a better day. And it's amazing how people will respond when you respond to them in kind, how they will shrink away. I have responded to trolls in a kind way and they disappeared. When they put something negative under my post, I say, thank you for your response. I pray for you and I wish you well. And it's amazing how they just shrink away. So just know what your purpose is, baby girl, in this world, and know that you were created by God, and God does not create junk. You are perfect in every way.
That's a word for you. And let me add my
This
little
is your
two
goddaddy
cents.
right here. This is your goddaddy right
Let
here.
me add my little 2 cents in here. So, your daddy's crazy. You know that. Your boy, I'm if I'm his boy, I'm a little crazy too. So, if anything happens, we got 100 dudes, 100 guns. So that's the first thing. We coming. If anything happens, but no, on the real, I got a little girl too, and our girls are everything to us. So um, we can't protect you from everything, though we want to, but we can try to educate you and provide guidance as best we can. Social media can be a great thing. It also could be an ugly thing. You have to have a filter in your own head to know what's real and what's not. A lot of it's not real. A lot of people go on there for adulation, for fake fame, for you know their own self-esteem issues. So remember that. Be careful about who you choose to be friends with in real life and on social media. Choose wisely. Keep your friends very close. I say keep your friends in a small pack myself. But you can have a large social media following, but just know who the real ones are and who the real ones aren't. Um, and you do that and do everything that everyone on this panel has told you, you will be just fine. And like I said, if anything or anybody got a problem with it, no.
We on the
But
way.
And I'll say this. I'll finish out with this. I was a 19-year-old father. 19 years old when I first had my oldest son, and from that point on, I've always been about my kids, from Frank Jr. to Malcolm Isaac to Fannie Lee's. It's always been whatever whatever legacy whatever I'm building, I'm trying to build a legacy for them. And relationship wise, I've had a great time tonight messing with y'all and hanging out with y'all. But to be honest with y'all, them, it's who I do it for. All day, every day, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. And so when I cuss her out and when I holler at her, she may get mad at me on the softball or the soccer court, on the soccer field or the softball field. I'm doing it because I know the greatness inside of them. I know that there's greatness inside of each and every one of you guys. We thank each and every one of y'all for joining us. We're going to do this. We're going to do this again. We love y'all. I love and respect and honor and invite y'all to the next one. Invite y'all to the next one. And this is, to me, this is about Kings Can Move On. This is what me and Jay started this. Me and Jay started this because we have kids that we love. We want to be all a part of. We want to be a part of them, and we want to see a better place. We want to see a better place for them. We want to see a better place for us. And yeah, I joke around. I have my thoughts, and some of them true, some of them just start shit. But you know what? It's all a part of growing, understanding, and loving each other. Black, white, Latina, Asian, Mediterranean, Indian, whatever we want to call them. I think that we just all need to come together. Because when we come together as adults, then this one behind me can have a better life. That's all I want in life for that one. And my other one.
So with that said, well said, my brother. You know I love you to death. You my dude, my brother. I want to thank all of y'all for coming on and taking the time out of your busy schedules to be a part of this first live stream of Kings Can Move On. We hope it's a first of many of different topics of subjects. But I want to thank you personally all for coming out. It means a lot to us. And I didn't say it earlier, I should have said it earlier. But if you're listening to this, you're watching this, go find us on YouTube. Subscribe and like.
Yeah.
Apple, Spotify, Google. Subscribe and like. Follow us. We got more stuff coming. I think you will enjoy it. And with that, everybody on the thing, Big Frank,
Lil J.
Kings Move On, y'all. We out.